Coming to you live from the County of Champions for high school football here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP tonight. Pair of games on LC SportsNet, the Newcastle Red Hurricanes hosting Montour and Neshannock hosting Burgettstown. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com, streaming on X and Facebook Live and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. It's brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, by MVP Insurance, by Castle Asphalt, by UPMC Orthopedic Care, by Medora Bonner Law, by The Red Zone, by Parada Jones McCree, by Nick's Auto Body, by Doran Concrete, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, the Newcastle Transit Authority, by Gem Builders Incorporated, Pontius Insurance, the Crane Room Grill, Joseph's Marketplace, Works in Progress Paint Services, Sims Cafe, the City Rescue Mission, the Tri-County Principals Association, and Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. This is our Castle Asphalt pregame show, week 6, game 7 of the 2025 season, as we begin movement weeks in the last couple of weeks here before we get to the stretch run. I'm James Dodson. Kickoff coming at the top of the hour. We have a couple of big pregame ceremonies we want to get you out to as well. So let's kick off our pregame show here with a huge Parkway Conference matchup between Newcastle and Montour. The Canes 5-1 now, coming off a huge win, one of the biggest wins in program history for the last couple of decades for sure, beating Aliquippa 18-12 last week at home. Now they need to avoid that hangover and get right back to it against a very talented Montour team. Marina Graham leads the county right now with 716 passing yards for Newcastle, and he's third in the county right now with 548 yards on the ground. He had 3 touchdowns last week, including the game-winning touchdown run with 24 seconds left to get that victory. It's the Newcastle defense, though, that I think is being kind of forgotten about because of about 4 shutouts, 7 points per game allowed on the year. That's tops in Class 4A, and that's the 5th best in all the WPIAL. They're going to be tested yet again, no question about it. A 1-2 punch. Quarterback Brandon Bennett has just shy of 1,000 passing yards, and their workhorse running back in Caden Halagio, who has 10 touchdowns for a team best on the year. The winner of tonight's game will be in sole possession of first place in the Parkway Conference at the end of tonight's game. Eric Thomas, Tim Continenza, they'll be on the call from Taggart Stadium. It's also Hall of Fame recognition night there tonight. They will have the official induction tomorrow for the first ever, the inaugural Sports Hall of Fame at Newcastle High School. The pregame ceremony recognizing the 24 who will be inaugurated is scheduled to begin at about 6:20. We'll also have coverage of the non-conference game between Class 1A's Neshannock and Burgettstown. Again, a non-conference game here before the stretch run for the Lancers. They put on an offensive showcase last week, a 48-7 win at Shenango with Anthony Aiken providing 4 touchdowns and 160 yards on the ground. Gino Mazzacco, part of that ground attack as well. He has a touchdown rushing in every game that he has played in so far this year. The Neshannock defense also maybe peaking at the right time. Held Shenango to just 105 yards of offense a week ago. They're going to have to face Burgettstown's power run team. Colton County, the feature back of that Blue Devil offense under legendary coach Mark Druga. Legendary because the only time Burgettstown came to Bob Legge Stadium, well, they knocked off a 38-year playoff drought, getting the win 31-28 in walk-off fashion back in the 2017 playoffs. Tyler Polk and Lee Moan will have the call of that one. Another special pregame recognition at Neshannock. Their class of 2004 graduate Brian Kroback before the game. You won't want to miss it as we kick off Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. We do have one final order of business here on our Castle Asphalt pregame show. It's our first LCAP Team of the Month and Red Zone Athlete of the Month awards. So let's get into it. Your September LCAP Team of the Month is the Mohawk Cross Country team. The boys cross country team for the second straight year are undefeated section champs. In fact, they are the only team in Lawrence County that is undefeated in any sport throughout the month of September. So congratulations to Mohawk boys cross country and good luck in the WPIAL playoffs, your LCAP September Team of the Month. Your male and female Red Zone Athletes of the Month, they're both heading to state championships in the next couple of weeks in their respective sports. Congratulations to Neshannock's Maddie Arrow and Rocco Bayuti as being named as the Red Zone Athletes of the Month for September. Maddie Arrow was section runner-up in tennis, winning the section doubles crown as well with Gianna Capobianco. And the pair actually just finished third in the WPIAL doubles earlier this week to qualify for states. Rocco Bayuti battled back in both the section playoffs and in the WPIAL finals. He finished third in the district finals, qualifying for states for the second straight year as well. Congratulations to Neshannock's Maddie Arrow and Rocco Bayuti, and good luck at the state finals, your September Red Zone Athletes of the Month. 5 other games in the county tonight. We'll take a look at the full schedule when our Castle Asphalt pregame show continues here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Thank you for calling AXE. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. AXE can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joy ride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to the doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joy ride, call AXE today.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Neshannock's Maddie Arrow as the September Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month for finishing as section runner-up in girls tennis, the doubles champion in the section, and qualifying for states in doubles. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Neshannock's Rocco Bayuti as the September Male Athlete of the Month for finishing third in the WPIAL Golf Championships and qualifying for states. Congratulations and best of luck to Neshannock's Rocco Bayuti and Maddie Arrow, the September Red Zone Athletes of the Month. Congratulations to our September LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Mohawk Boys Cross Country as the LCAP Team of the Month after winning their second consecutive undefeated section championship. Congratulations to coaches Jared Stratton and Cam Shermer and the Mohawk Boys Cross Country team, the LCAP Team of the Month. Castle Asphalt and Construction, they know the importance of making a great first impression, and no matter how elegant a home or office may be, matching with poor road surfaces can make friends or potential clients regret making the trip. www.castleasphalt.com. 5 other games going on tonight as we continue our Castle Asphalt pregame show. Homecoming down at Lincoln High at Helling Stadium there tonight. Elwood City hosting Western Beaver. Watch out for Western Beaver's Wyatt Sparbani. He's a running machine, 850 yards on the ground already, and dual threat quarterback Amari Marshall as dangerous as they come for that high-powered Golden Beaver offense. Elwood City a little bit banged up from last week. Most are expected back on the field tonight. Tyler Smiley leading the way, a pair of touchdowns last week in the loss at New Brighton. The other game in Class 2A, Mohawk at New Brighton. Bobby Fadden accounted for all 4 touchdowns a week ago. Carter Jackson, a dual threat for the Lions at quarterback. A big game here for both these teams, both coming off of their first conference win of the year. Getting back-to-back wins will put both in the driver's seat, likely to make it into the postseason. Union still looking for their first win. They travel to face Beaver Falls down at Geneva College here tonight. Beaver Falls, a couple of injury concerns maybe to look at. Union, they're getting healthier. Gianni Million, nearly 175 total yards of offense a week ago in an offense that keeps getting a little bit better each and every week. Can Union get their first win on the road here tonight? Summit Academy got a win last week against Rochester. They now travel to Laurel for homecoming night there at the Leonard Rich Athletic Complex. 2 shutout victories for the Spartans so far in conference play, and they're getting the job done defensively. 90-0 the combined score in those 2 games, playing Summit Academy again off of their first win of the year. Shenango at Rochester. It's going to be the first time that Shenango takes on Rochester without Shenango graduate Gene Matzler as the head coach of the Rams. The Cats looking to rebound after being banged up a week ago and then falling in the home game against Neshannock. Those are the games tonight. We'll also have coverage tomorrow night of the game between Wilmington and Reynolds. That's a 7 o'clock start at Terry Varelli Stadium. Wilmington looking to bounce back against the undefeated Reynolds Raiders there at home. The top 2 rushing attacks in all of District 10 are going at it tomorrow. Chase Mitchell-Tree, 700 yards rushing to lead the way for Wilmington. Reynolds, led by Gabe Menarez, he's got 700 yards as well and 14 touchdowns on the ground. These two teams played each other twice last year. The Hounds convincing wins, 56-9 in the regular season, and then 49-14 in the playoffs. And how about this? Both teams began the year returning all starters on their team from a year ago. Should be a fun one there tomorrow night. We'll have the call, myself and Chris Birch, part of the 96.7 crew that we'll join forces with tomorrow at lcsportsnet.com. Coming down the stretch here, a couple weeks left to go before we officially hit the stretch run, but every game, especially here in the movement week, is going to be equally as important. Make sure you stay tuned after the game. We'll have recaps on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll have our Friday night highlights over the weekend and get you ready for a couple other big games coming up in soccer and volleyball broadcasts next week. We'll also have cross-country championships, don't forget, on Saturday morning, tomorrow morning as well. But for now, let's head out to the broadcast booth, join the pregame ceremonies in action. Enjoy the game you're watching tonight on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
We welcome you to Taggart Stadium for tonight's showdown between the Montour Spartans and the Newcastle Hurricanes. Before we get underway here tonight at Taggart Stadium, tonight is the inaugural class of the Newcastle Sports Hall of Fame. They're going to introduce the participants for the Hall of Fame here. There's a lot of them, so we're going to carry that ceremony for you live here on the Lawrence County Sports Network. And then to listen to the game, you'll be able to listen to an audio-only version of the game while we do that live, and then the tape-delayed version of our video will be available on our YouTube channel after the game is over. That is per Newcastle request. So we will carry the opening ceremonies here for you tonight live. The Newcastle band is out on the field now. They will introduce the 24 members of the Hall of Fame class, the first ever to be inducted at Newcastle here tonight, and the ceremony will take place on Saturday morning at the high school in the cafeteria. Let's listen in on the Newcastle High Marching Band, and then they'll introduce the Hall of Fame class to you, and then we'll be back around 7 o'clock for the kickoff tonight. Remember, the game tonight, the game broadcast tonight live will be audio only, and then you can watch the video of tonight's game after the contest is over. We will post the video of the game just like we normally do. The live video will be on after the game is over, but audio only tonight for the broadcast of the game live beginning around 7 o'clock. Let's listen in on the pregame ceremonies and the Newcastle Marching Band, and we'll talk to you in about a half hour for kickoff here on the audio side here in the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
induction of the inaugural class of the Newcastle Athletic Hall of Fame. For more than a century, Newcastle has built a proud tradition of excellence in sports, producing athletes, coaches, and teams whose achievements have inspired our community and earned respect across Pennsylvania and beyond. This Hall of Fame was created to honor those who have set the standard of greatness, not only through records and championships, but also through leadership, dedication, and the spirit of competition. It is only fitting that we begin this tradition by recognizing a class whose impact has defined generations. Our first one is Phil Brightenball. He was a head football coach and basketball coach. Bruce Clark, played football and track, graduate 1976. Austin Calmetto, head coach, cross country, and athletic director, class of 1925. George Crunkleton, track and basketball, class of 1974. Ralph Scooter Day, football and track, class of 1926. Chuck Fioretti, represented by his wife Linda Fioretti and her sister Mary Jane Mangino. Football and baseball, class of 1971. Cedric Hawkins, baseball, class of 1983. Michael Hines, football and basketball, class of 1985. Our next two inductees are both represented by Lloyd Johnson. They are Leonard Johnson, track and basketball, class of 1960, and Lori Johnson, basketball, class of 1986. Lloyd is the nephew of Leonard and brother of Lori. Ellen Joseph, football and baseball, class of 1968. Lindy Laurel, represented by his wife Vicki and daughter Lindy and daughter Marguerite. Head football coach and football, class of 1940. Walt Mangum, basketball and track, class of 1956. Bill McPeak, football, class of 1944. Jesse Moss, represented by his wife Mary Ann Moss and brother-in-law Archie Moss. Jesse was their football and basketball, class of 1972. Richard Piniella, represented by his brother David Piniella, wrestling, class of 1969. Rick Rosano, football, class of 1974. Jaleesa Sands, basketball, class of 2007. Paul Sanders, represented by his daughter Barbara Sanders, cross country, class of 1957. Harry Toscano, golf, class of 1960. Ulysses Butch Walker, represented by his son Justin Walker, track and basketball, class of 1970. Barry Wetzel, basketball, class of 1982. David Young, basketball, class of 1999. And Jack Sorenzik, baseball, class of 1969. How about a nice round of applause for all these people? These great athletes. Congratulations.
Couldn't find anywhere to park. I drove through there. There's zero parking in there anymore. Yeah, completely full.
You're on this all night.
I'm on this all night?
Yep.
Good. Who else we have coming? Okay.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Can you say 3P? Union Scotties, WPIAL champions.
The New Shannock Lancers are PIAA Class 2A state champions once again.
Swing and a miss. The Union Scotties. It's double gold for the County of Champions.
Wilmington, your District 10 1A champ.
Makes the catch. That will do it. Mohawk, back to back. Go celebrate.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
There he is. Left corner for three. He's the now all-time leading scorer.
Palmer McCain makes the catch. Somehow the adjustment, and he is going to take it to the house.
Menzies Monitis works through Rinson. Has a chance. Score!
Off the tip of the glove of the first baseman, Benedict. That's recovered. And did they get her? They did!
He has wide open. Dave McKnight gets the touchdown.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
78-degree night in northwestern Pennsylvania tonight. One of the biggest matchups in the WPIAL in any classification. It's the 4-2 Montour Spartans and the Newcastle Hurricanes at 5-1, set to do battle in a key Parkway Conference matchup. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you here tonight at Taggart Stadium for this broadcast, and we are delighted to be here. It is a gorgeous night for high school football here in Newcastle, and Tim Continenza, it's a gorgeous night to see these two teams duke it out. This was a decisively Montour victory, runaway victory last year for this team. This Newcastle team this season, though, they beat out 12. They win it in the last couple of seconds on a Marino Graham touchdown. Now they're on the revenge tour. Now they get Montour, who just took who took them apart last year. Aliquippa last year. But now, one in the books against Aliquippa, and they've got their sights set on this Montour.
Importantly, Eric, I mean, that was last season and first year under Coach Mazzacco going forward. But most importantly is, I think, defend their home turf. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Field here this season, and they have to take advantage. This week, they found a way to get past Aliquippa, a huge win in the Parkway, so that's important. Now they have to take that momentum and bring it into tonight's ball game and keep focused and understand that last week has nothing to do with this week's game, and this week's game is the most important thing on the schedule right now.
Good thing you mentioned the home games here. The last 10 home games prior to Fred Mazzacco taking over for Newcastle, the Hurricanes were 2-8. They were outscored in those games 355-157. They allowed over 40 points 6 times in those 10 games. In the 8 home games under Fred Mazzacco, and we have documented in the past how good he was at home as the head coach of Neshannock. This team is 7-1 at home under Mazzacco, and they've outscored opponents 279-146, and they have cracked 40 points in 5 of those 8 games. What's the secret with him in home games? Why are his teams so good under their home lights?
Well, I think more importantly, Eric, is when you talk about the first ingredient to a winning team is to win at home. And I think that's the most important thing he's talking to his teams throughout his career. Guys, we have to defend our turf. We have to defend what's ours. We have to make sure nobody comes into our house knows they're in for a dogfight. And I think that's where they're at. And that's the mentality of this coaching staff that he's brought in here to Newcastle. They understand how important every game is. They know that there's the hardest thing to do in high school sports is to get on a bus, travel, be focused, and play your best game. But you have everything at your place. The comfortability, you've done it all season long. You've worked since July in this field. You know, you've been talking about each and every moment that is built up to this moment of the season, and you have to take advantage of it. And I think that's what he's done so well with all his teams, you know, in his coaching career. And that's what I think most important. Like I said, for a team to take that next step to be a playoff contender, the first step is to defend your house.
Yeah, Newcastle certainly has the inside track on the playoffs right now at 5-1, and they're looking to go 2-0 in the Parkway Conference and get a game up, two full games up on Aliquippa and Montour, with the showdown with West Allegheny yet to come. For this Montour team, a little bit on the young side. They've had to replace a bunch of guys from last year's team, including the starting quarterback Trey Hopper. Brandon Bennett, the sophomore, has taken over for Hopper, and he's done nicely so far this season. 53% completion percentage, thrown for just under 1,000 yards, only 2 interceptions. First-year starter season a week ago, 14 of 18 with 3 touchdown passes for a season-high 231 yards against Blackhawk. But the line on this Montour team right now, in a lot of spots, they're still trying to grow. They're still trying to kind of but they're a different style team this year, where they were throw the ball everywhere, all over the stadium last season. And they love to pound him. He averages a game. A little bit different of a mindset for this Montour team as they try to feel their way and grow up here midway through the season.
And that's just really good coaching coming into a season when you have so much transition. What is one of the fundamentals of football is to run the ball. And if you got a running back, you have a guy that you give him the ball. He's a senior. He can handle the load. You want to build an offensive line to get better. And one of the easiest things to really get a team to do is to run block. I mean, obviously, holding penalties and pre-snap penalties are a major factor against Montour this year. But right now, what they got to be thinking is we can set us up in good, manageable situations where we have our full playbook to show on any given down. And I think that, to me, is the most important part for Montour coming into this game. Can they control the offensive line? And can they give Lisco opportunities to run and maybe get into the secondary of the Newcastle Red Hens?
Montour takes the field on the far side away from us. Let's talk a little bit tonight about our impact players in this game, brought to you by Nick's Auto Body. Nobody does it better than Nick's Auto Body. Collision repair, paint and detailing, full service mechanical, interior cleaning. Make your car look as good as new. Nick's Auto Body. Trust your body in our. The two guys that we'll focus on for these respective teams, and it's really no surprise for Newcastle, it's Kai Cox. He's done it in just about every single way you can do it this season. He has been one of the leading receivers on this team with 16 catches, 3 touchdowns. He's also returned 2 punts for touchdowns. First year as a player, so is the quarterback Marino Graham grown, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in 1 second. Be listening on tonight's national anthem.
For the Newcastle High School.
Tonight's national anthem by the Newcastle Marching Band. So our impact players for tonight's game, Kai Cox, and his level of play for this Newcastle team has been spectacular. He's done it just about the way you can ask a sophomore in his first year playing the sport here at the varsity level to do what he can do on the field.
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate enough to have been seeing him as an athlete last year as a freshman on the basketball court, and what he has been able to do in his first year of football has just been really phenomenal. His first step is just so quick, and what he's able to do, his vision of the field has really given him that opportunity to run those 2 kicks back and really just to use that speed and agility that he brings to the offense and special teams.
Caden Halachko, was the backup running back a season ago, one of the feature players on this team now, actually was the starter last year, but he had 184 carries a season ago. He's well on his way to surpass that number this season, up to 118 already, and this team's only played 6 games. He is, again, averaging 19 carries a game, 3 straight 100-yard games against Blackhawk. Our starting lineups here tonight, they are brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Grab a seat in the bar, in the dining room, the loft, or outside on the patio. There's plenty of room at the Crane Room, or place an order for takeout, appetizers, dinner, or homemade desserts to go. Call out to place your order at 724-656-1553. For Newcastle on offense tonight, left to right, Jaden Harris, Hank Ritter, and DJ Gordon. The tight end, of course, is Quaylen Davis. The quarterback, and we will talk about him a lot, the talented Fram who's had just a stellar freshman campaign, the game-winning touchdown a week ago, a 4-yard touchdown run with 20 seconds to go in the game, has the 2 longest runs on this Newcastle offense here this season. The wide receivers are Chase Lemon, Damian Harrison, Kai Cox. We won't see Jermaine Walker tonight in the backfield for Newcastle. He is out with an injury. He's the second leading rusher on this team behind Graham. Maurice Moore, the freshman, will get the start in his place, and we'll also see Roderick Proctor as well for the Hurricanes. Defensively for Montour, Dylan Rogers and Tyson Verdream are the defensive ends, and Abram Kolodinsky are the tackle. Halachko, Michael Lucas, Cole Medilli, and Dalton Young. Xander Stern, he's a really good corner. 11 passes deflected. Nick Cecilia is the safety, and the other corner is freshman Archie Collins for Lucero's defense. When Montour is on the field offensively, left to right, Ricky Herman, Keyshawn White, Jake Howdell, Nola Halaja, and Abram Kolodinsky, Dylan Rogers, the tight end. It is Dom Barron, Xander Stern, and Archie Collins starting at wide receiver, Halachko in the backfield along with Brandon Bennett. And if they do go to the backup running back, it's either Amari Wright or Cole Medilli. They are not afraid to get those backups involved in the game. And Archie Collins, we talk a lot about Graham and what he's done this season, but Archie Collins has been really good for this Montour team as a wide receiver / running back in his freshman campaign. For Newcastle's defense, Quaylen Davis, DJ Gordon on the ends. The nose is Jaden Schaefer, having another spectacular season, averaging 5.5 tackles a game. He's got 4 for loss. Mason Cook and Dallas Lyles are outside. Travis Wetzel and Gianni Molina inside at the linebacker spot. It's Damian Harrison, Alex Williams manning the corners, and Kai Cox and Marquise Wise are the safeties. This defense has pitched a shutout in 3 of its last 4 games, and 12 of their 20 tackles for loss have all come in the last 3 games. Newcastle will kick it away. They are in the home red with the white helmets, the pink trim, the pink socks, and accessories for the pink out game here, and Montour is in their road white tops with the black pants, yellow trim, and yellow trim around the numbers and the yellow helmets. The kickoff will come, if you're listening to our audio broadcast tonight, will come from right to left as we see it across your screen. And it will be Montour on the attack here first. Archie Collins back deep to receive on the far hash. And on the near hash for the Spartans, this was no contest a season ago between these two teams, is Xander Stern, who was the leading receiver on this team. Ball is teed up at the 40, and we are underway from Taggart Stadium. It's an end-over-end that Collins will run under near the 11, fakes the reverse, now comes near side, near hash. Collins explodes right up the hash to the 35, and that's where Montour is going to put it in play, 1st and 10 on the first drive of the night.
And we're really nice special teams there for Montour as they were able to get the flow going to the left, but he came back right, had empty spaces in front of them and take it out close to the 36-yard line.
Ball is on their own 36-yard line, so pretty good starting field position for the Spartans to start things. And Brandon Bennett, the sophomore quarterback who has been really good for this team, had, again, his best game of the season last week against Blackhawk in their victory. They have lost to Moon and Mars, and they've won the other 4. And we're about to get underway as he checks to the sideline. 2 to the right, 1 up top to the left is Collins, the freshman, and out wide to the far side up top is Dom Barron. Motion by Stern, snap, Bennett looks to his left, slings it out that way. Halachko makes the catch. Line of scrimmage up to the 35, and he is stood up right there by a slew of Hurricanes and stopped there. We'll call it no gain on the play, and that will bring up second down for Montour.
Yeah, he just swung it out left side, Bennett to the back, and it's just the defense was there. They swarmed to it, prevented that, bringing up second down and long coming up here for Montour.
It's been the strength of this Newcastle team has been the defense. They have been fantastic in their schedule. They were great last week against Aliquippa, shut the Quips out in the first half. Shotgun snap to Bennett, hands off Halachko, trying to pick his way through the middle, and he was met right away. There is the defending Parkway Conference Defensive Lineman of the Year, Jaden Schaefer, who gets him for a short gain. It's a gain of 1, and that's going to bring up third down and 9.
A good start here for the Red Hurricanes defense. That's what you want to do. You want to get Montours in these third down and long situations where Caden Halachko is not necessarily going to be the feature runner here on a third down and long situation.
Shotgun snap again for Bennett. He's got 2 to his right, 1 up to the left. Motion towards us is Collins, the freshman. Snap, Bennett slings it near side, and he overshoots his intended receiver, Stern, looking for a flag right in the middle of the field. No call, and the Newcastle defense does its job on drive number 1 of the night as they force a 3-and-out, first incompletion of the night for Bennett, and Newcastle will get it on the punt with 10:34 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a quick little slant by the end there, and they just could not connect. It was a little too far in front. Great defense there for the Red Hurricanes to start tonight's game as they'll send 2 deep, standing around the 30-yard line.
Cox is the one on the far hash. It's Lemon on the near hash. Cox again with those 2 punt returns for touchdown. He's averaging almost 31 yards a return on punts this season. It's a good snap, kick up into the sky. It's going to ninja start towards the sideline, hit short of the 30 and out of bounds. So Newcastle's going to get it at their own 33-yard line on its first drive of the night.
Smart kick there by Montour, kicking it away from those 2 dangerous return men for the Red Hurricane. They'll go out of bounds at the 33. Great field position to start your drive here. See how the Hurricanes attack this Spartans defense.
Again, it's Schaefer, Morgan, Harris, Ritter, and Gordon up front. And the talented freshman Marino Graham in the backfield. He can make a lot of things happen for this offense and has done so all season long. Leading rusher on this team and just over 700 passing. Going to throw it on play number 1, and he overshoots. Waylon Davis running right up the seam. For Montour. We did have a whistle after the play. No flag, though. They were just some little extracurricular after the play. First completion of the night for Graham, 7-yard gain, and it's going to bring up the first third down of the night for Newcastle.
Yeah, interesting call coming up here. We've seen 2 big pass plays, 1 down the middle, incomplete, and then a swing out here to Cox, a gain 7. We'll see what Coach Bazaka in the office has in design here on third down and long.
Cox goes wide to the right, Lemon slot right side, wing right side, shotgun for Graham. Receiver near side is Harrison on third down and 3 from the 30 or the 40-yard line. They'll go to the ground. It's Proctor, and he is going to get wrapped up and dropped almost as he hit the original line of scrimmage. And that is going to force a punt. So the Montour defense does its job on the first drive of the night as they drop Proctor for a loss of 1. Both teams unsuccessful on their inaugural third down plays, and Montour will get it back for the second time. Kick will come from right to left. And this one up in the dusk night skies. It's going to take a huge Newcastle bounce all the way down to the 10, inside the 10, as they wave it back towards the 5, and it's down at the 6-yard line. Excellent special teams by the Hurricanes as they push Montour back for their second drive of the night. It's going to be a long, lengthy field for Montour here on their second drive.
Yeah, you got to love what Thomas was able to do there at that punt. He got that really fortunate turf bounce around the 25-yard line and just kept rolling down the left side by the numbers and kept going all the way down inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line. Fantastic special teams to start the game here for Newcastle.
Ball's officially marked at the 6-yard line. Bennett's going to be standing right up against his goal line. Halachko in his hip pocket. It's Stern and Tyler Gracie on the near side, and we do get a pre-snap flag comes in. This is going to go against Newcastle. It's going to be a 5-yard variety.
And one thing you don't want to see is just that, giving them a quick 5 yards, bringing them out to the 10-yard, giving them a little breathing room here on first down and 5.
Out of the shadow of their own end zone.
And they just did it again.
And they did it again. And, you know, we talked in the pregame, the run-up, about the penalties for Montour. It's also been a problem for Newcastle as it comes right back to bite the Hurricanes 2 in a row, and it's going to be a first down for Montour without having to move the ball.
Yeah. That great punt just got lost 10 yards because of 2 pre-snap jitterbugs on the defense.
Bennett directing traffic, points out to his left. Shotgun snap for the sophomore upcoming. Halachko in his hip pocket. Again, it's Stern and Gracie to his right. Up top, it is Barron to his left. Motion by Stearns. Shotgun snap. Bennett hands off. Halachko through the middle. And not much to work with there again, as he is going to get crunched right by the line of scrimmage. That is DJ Gordon, who gets hands on him first. It'll bring up second down for Montour. Not much early here for running room for Halachko. They've really clamped down on him. Maybe a gain of 1 that time. Second down and 9 for the Spartans. Shotgun snap for Bennett. Checks to the sideline. Again, it's Gracie who's alongside Stern on the near side. Top of the formation to the left is Barron. Stern in motion, directed by Bennett. They fake to him out of the backfield, throw to Stern, and all over it is Marquise Wise, who flies into the backfield, and Mason Cook comes over top to clean him up.
Great.
A big loss on second down. It'll be 3rd and long.
Great defense, and staying home was the right side of the defense here for the Canes, as that was a backwards pass. You can see them then come straight in and make that tackle in the backfield. A loss all the way back to the 13-yard line.
So a loss of 4 for the Spartans. It'll bring up 3rd and 13 for Montour with 7:20 to go in the opening quarter. No score. Second drive then for Montour. Shotgun snap for the sophomore Bennett. He overloads to the near side. They fake to Halachko. Throw near side Collins. Finds a little bit of room and then is cut down as he gets to the 15-yard line. There's Mason Cook once again on the stop. It's only a gain of 1 that time, and the Newcastle defense forces yet another punt with 6:59 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, beautiful pursuit there by Cook as he just kind of waited for that pass to be made, and then at that closing speed as he comes in quickly and makes that open field tackle to bring up 4th down.
Cox again on the far side, Lemon on the near side to receive the punt. They bring in extra protection, does Montour. 3 across the way at the 10. This one is going to be angled towards Lemon, who backpedals, gets underneath of it, makes the catch, sidesteps the defender, tries to go forward, does, gets into Montour territory at the 48, and is stopped there by Tyson Verdream, and that is where Newcastle will put it in play. 1st and 10, second drive of the night for the Hurricanes, still scoreless with 6:26 to go in the first quarter.
At the Montour 48-yard.
And that's an opportunity now to see what you learned on that first series here for the Canes. It was the 3 and out, but they got some passing room. Let's see if they try to establish the run early in this series or they go right back to the pass.
Davis is on the right-hand side of the formation. Cox to the right. Shotgun snap for the freshman Marino Graham. They check over everybody. Jaden Schaefer looks backwards. Motion by Lemon. He goes up towards the right side of the formation. Snap upcoming to Graham. Looks, surveys, dumps it out of the backfield. Proctor makes one man miss, gets through the second, and fights his way inside the 45. And he is taken down at the 43-yard line for a gain of 5. Second completion of the night for Graham. He's 2 of 3 for 12 yards. And the second reception by Proctor, as he's got both catches. Now it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6 with 6:03 to go in the first quarter.
And that's what they want to do in first down. Get about 5-6 yards. Really open up the playbook. A lot of things you can do here on 2nd down and 5.
Nightfall here in Newcastle. The lights with that nice glare on the stadium. Stutter step by Proctor. Still goes forward. Gets down to the 41 for a 2-yard gain that time.
Yeah, kind of a, just like you said, a little delay there. And he was able to let his offensive line make a little move and get up front. Bring down a 3rd down and a long 3 coming up here for the Canes.
Here's another 3rd down for Newcastle. 5:21 to go in the first quarter. Canes trying to capitalize on that good starting field position. It's Harry Cox alone, one-on-one at the top. Shotgun for Graham. Motion out of the backfield by Proctor. Graham looks, he scrambles. He's dragged down back into Montour field position, back all the way at the 47-yard line. Good pursuit by Dalton Young and Dylan Rogers to bring him down, and Newcastle will have to punt it away again with 4:54 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, just right up the gut. Graham never had an opportunity to really set up, and he was just retreating, and it ended up with a big loss all the way back across their side of the 50 down to the 47.
Dylan Rogers, who played last year along the defensive line, adds tight end to his resume this season. And he's a good one off that edge. Punt again comes from right to left. It is a good high twisting spiral. Fair catch called for at the 20-yard line by Stern. And that's where Montour will put it in play for the 3rd time now in this opening quarter with 4:24.
Able to come up with it. Right now, the Canes defense is looking terrific on 1st and 2nd down, putting them in long situations and really taking advantage of it. See how they could do here on this series.
Bennett has yet to really light it up. He's attempted 2 passes, completed 1 for a yard, and we got movement up front on Newcastle once again. Is that Junior Whittier that had the movement? The big fella, the 6'8", 360-pound senior. Now he's going to get reset.
That's the 3rd time they've jumped into the neutral zone.
And that was a bit of a late call there. Everybody was kind of looking to the ref to see if they were going to call it. They did call it.
Yeah.
So, and Whittier is out of the game now. He was in there for 1 play and gone. We'll see him again for sure. It's now 1st and 5 for Montour. Shotgun snap for Bennett. 2 right and 1 left. He's got Collins and Halajko in the backfield with him. Bennett. Snap, handoff Collins, sweeping to the near side, and he's dragged down in the backfield. Gianni Molina, the sophomore, flies in there from the backside in pursuit and drops Collins for the loss.
What a play there by Molina as he came in from the right side, got unblocked, came all the way across the line of scrimmage, making that tackle in the backfield. A loss of 5 on the play.
2nd down and 8 upcoming now for Montour with 3:53 to go in the opening quarter. Running clock. Bennett out of the shotgun again. Collins motions to the far side. Snap. Bennett looks that way. Going to dump it off again. Catch is made. Far side, it's Halajko. A lot of space. Gets around a couple defenders and weaves his way up to the 33-yard line. Good gain of 13 on 2nd down and 8. Gianni Molina had to stop again, but that's going to be enough for a Montour 1st down.
Yeah, they took advantage of the over-aggressiveness of the Red Hurricanes defense. Let them come back, and Bennett just threw over top to Lisco and was able to get that big 1st down play on that screen.
Second 1st down of the night from Montour in the first quarter. Far side, it's Dom Barron. Near side, it is Grace. Once again, he's been in there a lot. Not one of the guys they use a whole ton of in the early portion of the season. Handoff Halajko, fights his way through to the 35. It's going to be a 2-yard gain once again. And that interior defense from Newcastle is getting a workout. Quaylen Davis made the stop that time.
This is what they've been good at, really, in first and second down, trying to keep this Spartans offense from really getting going. Right now, we haven't seen Bennett really throw downfield other than one quick little pass. He's been doing nothing but backward passes and screens so far early in this ball game.
Motion as Stern comes into the backfield. Bennett slings it out to him near side. He is rocked by Marquise Wise as that pass falls incomplete once again. And that's going to bring up another third down for Montour with 2:26 to go in the opening quarter. Quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard. Other games tonight in the Parkway. The other big one is Aliquippa and West Allegheny tonight. That is a huge game. West Allegheny among the three falls. Shenango, Rochester, Summit, and Laurel, Neshannock, and Burgettstown. We'll give you updates as the night goes on. Bennett scrambles on third down, heaves it down the field. And Stern is all the way underneath of it, inside the 30-yard line to the 26 of the Hurricane. Conversion for Montour. The play of the night so far is Bennett heaved that with all he had on the run for the first down.
Yeah, simple situation there is once they got him outside the pocket, he was just able to run down, and the defense started following the quarterback, leaving the wide receiver all alone. He had about 15 yards between the nearest Red Hurricane and was able to make that completion right around the 26-yard line.
34 yards on third down for Bennett and Montour. First down to go from the 26. They go a little razzle-dazzle. It's Barron slipped through one, won't slip through another. And he is dragged down by Dallas Lyles as he's right around the original line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a yard that time. That's the type of play they're looking for from Bennett, though.
Exactly. Once he's able to break containment, he kept his head up, looking downfield, and there was about 6 or 7 Hurricanes chasing him at that time, and 3 or 4 coming in from the defensive back. And that's when it opened up the spaces for that long completion.
Loss of 3 that time. It's 2nd and 13 back to the 28. 1:15 to go in the quarter. Halachko in the hip pocket of Bennett once again. Near side. Wing on the far side. Whistle as the play unfolds. And what do we got? A timeout called by Lucero and Montour. That'll be their first just insurance timeout. Make sure you take time out to save money on your insurance. Call Agent Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, or Tracy Giddings to get started today, or visit them online at pontiusinsurance.com. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you here tonight at Taggart Stadium, our audio-only broadcast. If you're listening, you can watch this game after we're done tonight. We'll put the video up as soon as the game is over. And we got a good one so far as Montour and Newcastle are still scoreless, but this Montour team is knocking on the door.
Montour's 2nd down and 12 from the 28-yard line of the Red Hurricanes after that long pass. Right now, what really you got to do is get that defense back into understanding that you want to contain Bennett. You don't want to let him go out, and you don't want to leave your assignments. You leave your assignments, he's going to find them. He's too elusive, and he has too much good fundamentals, keeping his head up high, looking downfield the entire time he's running, and that's why they are in the situation they are. Right now, you want to just come out, get back to that rush defense and quick defense for that short passes, and try to harass Bennett as much as you can when he's in the backfield.
2nd down and 12 for Montour. Bennett in the shotgun once again. Halachko in his hip pocket. Receiver each way. Dylan Rogers, the tight end, and Tyson Verdream, the backup tight end, are on the near side of the formation. On the near hash, it's Verdream in a wing. Rogers at that tight end position. 2nd down and 12. Verdream now motions to the other side of the formation. Snap to Bennett, fakes the pitch, looks, rolls out, heavy pressure. Bennett in the backfield escapes. Bennett rolls. Bennett got drilled right near the sideline, and his pass is incomplete. He got lit up on the Newcastle sideline as he uncorked the ball. He's okay. That fell incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
May have been Jaden Schaefer on that hit, number 54 for the Hurricanes, as they were chasing Bennett. Bennett made a great escape as he had pressure on him going backwards. He was able to just kind of tuck underneath and roll to his left, and was able to avoid that before that big hit of the sidelines.
1 minute to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 12 for Montour. Bennett out of the shotgun once again. Halachko to his right. It's Barron and Collins to the left, Stern and Grace to the near side. Snap to Bennett, looks to his left, gonna fire it that way. The lefty delivers. That is over the top of everybody and in the hands of Collins for the touchdown. A 28-yard drop in the bucket for Bennett. And with 55 seconds to go in the opening quarter, Montour strikes first. It is 6-0. That was beautifully done by Bennett, who laid it right over the top of the outstretched hands of Damian Harrison.
And they turned around and they looked at the ball trying to knock it down, and he just threaded the needle and put it right into his hands of his player, and was able to make that big-time catch. Was Archie Collins.
Luke Medvez to attempt the extra point. His kick is away, and it is good. Well, they get the third down conversion. They withstand a third down in Newcastle territory, and the sophomore finds the freshman, and Montour's grabbed a 7-0 lead. This is high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary: 8 plays, 80 yards for Montour as they squib the kick. And that is recovered by Robert Lyles, the sophomore. Good starting field position for Newcastle. So 8 plays, 80 yards, the big conversion that time, the 34-yard third down pass. And then Bennett, who got rocked on the play before, with just a beautiful arching drop in the bucket to his freshman talent, Archie Collins. And it's 7-0 Montour.
Yeah, 3 minutes, 29 seconds is what I had in time taken off the clock on that drive. And that, of course, was a Parada Jones-McCree touchdown, the first of the ball game.
Shotgun snap for freshman Marino Graham. Wing near side is Davis, 2 to the right, 1 left on 1st down and 10 from the 46 of the Hurricanes. Graham, the snap, looks to his right, gonna fling it down the field. There's Davis, makes the catch. They go right back to it on the near hash. The same play they ran on the first play of the game for Newcastle. First offensive play of the game, and they go right back to it, and Davis makes it happen. This time it's a 1st down.
Huge play just down the seam on the left side as he was able to advance it all the way out to the 35-yard line.
19-yard catch that time for Davis, his first reception of the night. Graham looks to his left. The freshman gonna scramble. Marino Graham lobs it. Coming back to get it is Cox. Spun around and dropped by Collins near the 25. Excellent job to keep the play alive by Graham. He was tiptoeing towards the sideline, and Cox made a nice break back to get the catch.
Another 1st down here for the Canes, all the way down to the 22-yard line. We'll make it to 23, but needless to say, Kai Cox doing what he does best. Once he gets the ball, getting an opportunity to try to get into open spaces.
Yeah, they do give him forward progress. It is a 1st down and 10 from the 23. As we get in a stoppage here, I'm gonna check something out on Collins, make sure that his pad is tucked properly. That is an awesome matchup here on this far side with Cox and Collins, 2 super talented underclassmen. Collins, a 5'10 freshman. He's got a tackle for a loss, a pick this season, averaging 4 tackles a game. And Cox, in case you missed it, is one of the most explosive wide receivers in the area. Clock winding down towards the end of the 1st quarter, and they will not off, so we will carry this over to the 2nd quarter. 1 touchdown on the board, a 28-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Bennett to Archie Collins, and that touchdown has held up through 12 minutes. Montour has a 7-0 lead on Newcastle. Second quarter when we come back to Taggart Stadium. Your List Sports Network powered by LCAP.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Attorneys Parada, Jones, and McCree are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance at a positive result. From personal injury, criminal and corporate law, municipal law, to wills and estates, their team will work with you through every step of the legal process. With Parada, Jones, and McCree, excellence is our guarantee. Second quarter underway here from Taggart Stadium. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenz with you. 1st and 10 for Newcastle. They swap ends. Graham scrambling out of the pocket. Takes off. Marino Graham's got a block. Marino Graham towards the sideline. And he is ushered there by Stern. Out of bounds right around the 15-yard line. So as it stands, yep, they will mark it at the 15. That is good enough for an 8-yard gain, and that will bring up a second down. Check that. Yes, second down and 2 for the talented freshman in his offense. .11:52 to go in the first half. Newcastle trying to answer that Montour touchdown. Graham in the shotgun. He has Cox in the backfield. Now he motions out of the backfield. Graham slings it that way. Cox had to stumble to catch it. Couldn't shake the second defender, which was Dalton Young. And then they swarm up on him. Cole Medilli was also there as well. That's a short gain for Cox. Hurricanes in the red zone. Make sure you check out the red zone on Wilmington Road in Newcastle.
It just shows you how hard it is to bring down Kai Cox. After he initial hit was in the backfield, he was then able to go forward and drag about 2 Montour players before they brought him down at the 14-yard line.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 2 for Newcastle. 0 for 2 so far on 3rd down in this first half. Graham has Proctor now to his right. Receiver near side is Cox. Now motion by Lemon coming near side. Shotgun snap to Graham. Graham going to roll out. Graham looks. Graham going to keep. Marino Graham up the field. Marino Graham cuts back. Marino Graham is in the end zone for the touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown run by the talented freshman Marino Graham. And with 10:55 to go in the first half, Newcastle is a point after away.
Yeah, you got to love how Graham handled that. He took that snap from the left and then rolled to his right. Once he seen that open field, he knew he had the speed to get there. He just had to make one quick move inside the 5 and got right into the end zone for that touchdown.
Now Omar Thomas, the place kicker. Newcastle is going to go for 2 here, so they will not kick the extra point. They will spread the field out once again. Cox near side. It's Graham and Proctor in the backfield. Shotgun snap to Graham. Looks. Graham surveys time, lobs it back in the end zone, and Graham is there to run underneath of it and bring in the 2-point conversion. Newcastle grabs the lead at 8-7. The talented freshman quarterback Marino Graham in the reliable hands of Chase Lemon. Excellent drive to answer that.
To the store today.
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got.
You have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
You got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Kickoff sails down towards Collins, who Comes across the middle of the field. Archie Collins had a seam for a moment, and he is wrestled down shy of the 40-yard. 1st and 10. That Joseph's Marketplace drive summary. 5 plays and 46 yards, 2 minutes. Marino Graham, the 14-yard touchdown run for the Hurricanes. That for Graham is his 8th rushing touchdown. That drive summary brought to you by Joseph's Marketplace. Specials daily at the cafe and bakery. Follow them on Facebook to see what's cooking today. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Another Graham touchdown brought to you by Parada Jones McCree. Excellent attorneys at law.
So now the 4th drive of the night for Montour. They scored on their last drive. 10:49 to go in the first half. They trail now by 1. Ball starting on their own 38. Shotgun snap to Bennett. They go to the ground. Halachko, and he's going to gain a couple to the 40. Quaylen Davis that time was in on the stop for Newcastle along with Mason Cook. Halachko's not had a lot of room to run here in this first half. That's just his 4th carry.
Yeah, they've been featuring Bennett. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I understand why. He has the athleticism. He has the ability to read a defense and make good decisions with the ball. But coming into tonight's game, we weren't looking at a running back that gets the ball close to 20 times a game. You would think you'd see him maybe try to establish the run early in the game, but it hasn't been the case.
2nd down and 9 now for Montour. Stern motions away from us. Handoff Halachko. Upended as he gets to the 40. This Newcastle defense is flying around early on tonight. Quaylen Davis and a couple of other guys in there on the stop again that time. They lanes. No gain that time for Halachko.
And maybe that's why they've seen what this defense can do against the rush. That's why they've been using Bennett more and more as this game progresses.
5th 3rd down opportunity for Montour here in the first half. 2 receivers each way. Shotgun snap for Bennett. Snap. The sophomore backpedals. Steps up. Davis back near the 35-yard line and taken down right there. And the Newcastle defense will force the punt.
What a hit there by Quaylen Davis as he comes through. Wow, what a big hit.
We said it, this defense has been the backbone. You know, the offense gets a lot of the credit, rightfully so. They're the reason why a lot of the fireworks go off here, but this defense for Newcastle has been lights out this season. Punt comes from right to left. Cox is going to let it hit. Right in front of him, got to get away from it, young man, he does. And it's going to be down inside the 20 at the 19, roll out of bounds right at the 19-yard line, where Newcastle will start 1st and 10 with 8:39 to go and a 1-point lead.
Newcastle will take over 1st and 10 at their own 19.
Series notes here brought to you by these two teams have met 35 times. Newcastle the slight edge in the series at 20-14-1. We mentioned last year 51-6. The final at Montour game we had for you here. Newcastle lost last season to Aliquippa and Montour by a combined 107-27. You factor in West A, and that was 39-35. So they are looking to get that right this season and beat all 3 of these teams. And right now they got a 1-point lead on the second one that they faced.
Yeah, we'll see how this offense reacts. Obviously, Graham on the last drive was huge in the way he was able to both use his legs and his arm in that drive. And now it's going to be interesting to see if they can establish that again, get him outside, try to find Cox, try to find Lemon, see if they can even find Davis and see what they can do, let alone try to get running back Walker maybe started here late in the second quarter.
Graham will hand it off to Proctor, sweeping around the left side. Proctor a little head of steam, up over the 30 and down to the 31-yard line. See if they give him that. They'll give him to the 30, so an 11-yard gain and a first down for Newcastle. Good run by Proctor.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do. Just kind of run right with him, kind of an option play, and then hand it off to your running back and let him make a decision with the ball. And he got a nice gain across the 30-yard line.
Travis Wetzel was in the game on that play, the backup quarterback who battled with Graham in the offseason. More on that in a moment. 1st and 10 for Newcastle. Lemon in motion. Proctor coming near side. Proctor turns on the Jets, and he gets upended right near the 40. by Dom Barron that time, but another good gain of offensive line for Newcastle now is starting to wear down that Montour front.
Yeah, you gotta love how they're changing it up too, Eric. I mean, they used the last drive in a quick score with Graham being the focus. Now they're getting back to what they love to do, to try to run the ball. Coach Mazzocco always believes that you got to be able to run the ball effectively to have a chance, but use all your athletes as much as you can.
7:32, shotgun snap for Graham, flings it out of the backfield far side, catch is made over on the far side, and stretching for the extra yardage at the end of the play is Cox.
Kai Cox on that reception. Just a little dump out to the left side in the backfield and just try to get him into spaces. But you got to give the Spartans defense credit. They were able to see that develop in front of that and prevent it from becoming a big gainer. Only a gain of 2 on the reception to Cox.
Clock winds down to 7 minutes to go in the first half. Cox near side, started by Stern one-on-one. Top of the formation to the left, it is 2 receivers that way. Slot is Lemon. He comes in motion near a shotgun snap for Graham. Slot near side is Davis. Snap to Graham. High snap. Marino's going to roll out. Looks, gets set, fires, open man. Caught by Cox. Turns on the Jets. Cox carrying Halachko inside the 30, and he's down to the 28-yard line. Excellent job by Graham to roll out. A little bit of a dart on the low end that Cox made the catch, and he extends for the first down.
They had 28 yards on the reception there.
Cox has been the guy here in this first half receiving the ball. 54 yards on 5 catches for the talented sophomore. 1st and 10, Newcastle knocking on the Montour door at the 29. Davis in motion towards us, out of the wing, gets set wing near side. Shotgun snap to Graham, looks to his left, high arching pass. Running underneath of it is Cox, and he overshoots him.
Not a bad idea trying to get him out in front. Cox did get in front of the defense, but it was just let a little too long there by Graham. But you can go back to Proctor if you choose to and try to run the ball, try to get to the edges, which he's been really good at on this drive.
2nd down and 10 upcoming for Newcastle. 6:12 to go here in the first half as Mardez Stewart is back in the game for Newcastle. Shuffle some personnel around. It'll be Harrison going out to the far side. Freddie Mazzocco, I believe, has just called a timeout, and he has.
They had 12 men on the field.
Yeah, Davis was not sure if he needed to be the guy that came off the field. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout. First one called by Newcastle here in the first half. Get the best rates and customer service by calling a local aid time. It'll be the UPMC halftime show. UPMC is Lawrence and Mercer County's local choice for advanced orthopedic care to get you back on your feet. Feed.com to find a doctor near you. We'll have the stats, and we'll give you the Newcastle Transit out-of-town scoreboard update. Tell you a little bit about the Hall of Fame ceremonies here tonight. A lot of big-time inductees, including a guy that I'm very fond of, Bruce Clark, the Penn State legend, and first-round draft pick of my beloved Green Bay Packers by Bart Starr. Believe that.
Wow.
Drafted by one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. A lot of people said that the Packers reached for him. Clark didn't have a great NFL career. He has gone through some hardships, too. He lost a lot of his property to Hurricane Katrina in 2005, returned to State College during that time to find some peace and quiet, and he is a legend in these parts and part of that legendary salt and pepper defense with Matt Millen at Penn State in the late 70s for the national title and lost to Alabama in a classic at the Sugar Bowl. 6:12 to go here. 2nd and 10. Graham the snap. He is going to keep. Actually, this is Cox who got the Wildcat snap. He faked to Graham, and look at Kai Cox. He is carrying the pile down towards the 25-yard line. Showing some strength that time by Cox.
That's what Ty Cox is not known for, but we've seen a couple times in tonight's game, is his strength with the ball in his hands. He doesn't give up. He's able to drag a couple Spartans along with him and just continues to move those legs and doesn't give up on a play.
6-yard line, so it is just a 4-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 with 5:25 to go here in the first half. Cox will now go wide to the left. 2 on the right side are Harrison, and slot is Lemon. Shotgun snap for Graham. Deep back is Proctor. It's a keeper all the way. Graham trying to stretch to the outside. Stiff arms a man, gets to the corner, and extends the run as he is out of bounds near the 20-yard line. And that will be, it should be at least enough for a first down. They will give him the first down on a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, that was just an option play to the left. And it looks like at one time he was looking for Proctor to pitch it to, but Proctor took the inside and not the outside. So Graham kept it and just kept moving with the ball, got to the edge, and was able to get good yardage on the run there for the keeper on the quarterback.
Out of bounds, so it stops the clock with 5:11 to go in the first half. Newcastle has 2 timeouts left, a 1-point lead at 8-7. They have reached the red zone here. Make sure you check out the red zone on Wilmington Road for all your local county sporting good apparel. They have yet to adjust the sticks here. He did have the first down. They were moving the sticks at the end of the run.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we're talking about here in the middle.
Or unless they're saying just inches short.
And that is exactly what they are saying.
Without, yeah, they're gonna bring out the chains?
Nope, they're gonna move it
call
now.
it first down.
Officially a first down for Newcastle. That is the 6th first down tonight, picked up by the Hurricanes. The scoreboard has it marked 4th and 1, but they've moved the chains. Fellas, you got to update. There we go.
There we go. First down.
It's going to be Lemon in the slot near side along with Harrison. So we get this slow developing here. They get the ball and everything set. Ball, the nose of it going to rest on the 20-yard line. Far hash. Graham will operate out of the shotgun from the 20. Cox will be to the short side of the formation, the left side of Graham. Off the far hash on 1st and 10 out of the shotgun. Motion by the wing is Wetzel. Snap to Graham. Gives it off the far hash to Proctor coming near side. Tackled on the near hash. Upended right there by Halajko. Down to the inside the 20, down to the 17, 18-yard line for just a short 2-yard gain that time.
Yeah, Halajko made a nice play. Proctor quickly and preventing a big run there because he had some spaces. Proctor went down low and made that tackle.
Off the near hash now on 2nd down and 8. It's Cox wide to the far side. To the boundary side, it is Lemon and Harrison. Lemon in the slot. Shotgun snap for Graham. He pitches it to Lemon coming around the near side. Getting to the far side, gets a block downfield, is tripped up and nicely done to get hands up there by Archie Collins to prevent the touchdown. Otherwise, Lemon would have walked in. 4:10 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, Lemon on that reverse was, once he got the ball in his hand, had some spaces, was able to cut inside, but the Spartans defense was able to kind of close those gaps quickly. He tried to hurdle a player, got knocked down just short of the line of gain, but a nice pickup there, bringing up this 3rd down and short.
3rd down and 2 from the 11. Off the far half, 8-7. Motion coming towards us is Lemon. Shotgun snap to Graham. It is a belt high, very high snap actually. Graham going to throw, turns, fires, catch made near side. Lemon and his momentum takes him out of bounds inside the 5, right at the 5 for a 6-yard gain. Another Newcastle first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Canes with 3:31 to go in the half.
Yeah, this is going to be the 10th play of this drive, Eric. It started at their own 19-yard line. And it's been over 5 minutes here in the process of this drive.
Off the near hash, 1st and goal for Newcastle, 3:31 to go in the half. 2 receivers left, 1 right. It's Davis in motion from right to left. Fake to Proctor. Graham going to scramble. Gets away momentarily from Dalton Young, but then he couldn't get away from the 2nd time he's thrown for a loss out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd and goal. They're going to say he was inbounds, actually, as the clock continues to run down to 3:15 to go here in the half. Now he was
on his feet, but they're going to give him credit for tackle inbounds at the 12-yard line.
The clock going to continue to run here. Play clock down to 20 seconds. We're inside 3 minutes to go in the half. Loss was...
That's actually kind of an advantage here for Newcastle as possible.
It's a 6-yard loss for Graham, so it's 2nd down and call it, I'm going to call it 12. He fakes to Proctor, running right side, gets around the edge. Marino Graham turns on the Jets. He is inside the pylon. Touchdown for that talented freshman Marino Graham. 12-yard touchdown run with 2:34 to go as he exploded at the very end of the run to get inside the pylon, and Newcastle's taking a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, what a run there by Graham as he got out to the right side, was able to turn on the Jets around the 9-yard line and just scamper down inside and get to the goal line for that touchdown. 2:34 remaining here in the quarter.
They will go for 2 once again. This is actually going to make it a 2-score game if they hit this. It's Proctor in the hip pocket. Graham sends a man in motion towards us. It's Lemon. Shotgun snap for Graham. Right between the hashes, Graham going to roll near side. He looks back the other way, got a throw-back. It is intercepted in the end zone. And a great job defensively by Dalton Young to step in front of Davis and pick that off and keep it at 14-7 with 2:34 to go in the half. You're listening to high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP. Wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
From high school to the pros and everything in between, you're listening to City View Sportscast, part of the iMedia One network.
Joseph's Marketplace drive summary for Marino Graham. His second touchdown of the night, 11 plays, 81 yards in 6 minutes and 5 seconds. That's Joseph's Marketplace, Newcastle's family-owned hometown store and coffee shop. Kickoff comes down to Collins, who once again fakes the reverse. Collins, and he dances around, gets across the 35. Good return by him. Is going to be taken down shy of the 40-yard line. So good return by Montour as they give themselves a decent starting field position here with 2:27 to go in the half.
Yeah, opportunity for Montours to answer, trailing by 7 here. The last, I was going to say, quarter and a half has been dominated offensively here by the Canes and defensively. So this is an important drive here on the road for the Spartans. They got to get something going here, trailing by 7.
2:27 to go in the half. Off the far hash, it is Bennett attacking the end zone to our left. Handoff Halachko, spins again. Nifty to get out of traffic, but then the swarm hits him as DJ Gordon, Travis Wetzel, and company lead the charge there along with Damian Harrison. It's going to be a short gain for Halachko as the night continues to be tough for the talented runner from Montour.
Now we got an injured Mason Cox kind of hobbling there in his linebacker position.
No gain that time. Bennett off the far hash. Quick sling to the far side. Catch made by Stern. He's popped right away as he gets across the front line. And that is Alex Williams who makes the stop. It's short of the first down as the clock winds its way down to 1:43 to go here in the half. Ball is across the 45 at the 46. So a 7-yard pickup that time. Bennett going to throw near side, wide open. Stern makes a man miss. Stern cuts back to the outside. Nifty move by Stern towards the sideline and out of bounds for another first down for Montour, and a massive gain from the 47 all the way down to the Newcastle 11-yard line.
Yeah, that was just pure individual effort there as Stern was able to make that catch and then roll from his left side down to his right side, going back and going forward, and in the process getting that all the way down deep into the red zone.
41-yard gain that time. Man, Stern. He has been a weapon as we get a timeout called by Lucero. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout. Stern came into this season, they were looking for a replacement on offense for really everybody. Trey Hopper had a great season last year at quarterback for this team, but A.J. Alston was a fantastic receiver for this Montour team, and Stern has stepped into that leading role and done so nicely with 25 catches coming into tonight. He's got 3 here for 82 yards, so give him 28 on the season.
Yeah, Stern made a great catch on that ball in stride, and then was able to use his ability to avoid defenders in open spaces and really rolled down from the left side down to the right side of the field to be able to get inside the 15, down close to the 12-yard line. A big run there after the catch. And here's the Spartans knocking on the door with under 90 seconds here to play in the first half, trailing by 7.
1:26 to go. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Newcastle 12. They operate off the far hash. Brandon Bennett, the sophomore quarterback, fresh off a 41-yard completion, has 2 to his left and 2 to his right. 1 to his right, I beg your pardon. Bennett looks to pass, looks left, is not going to get away from another swarming job that time by the Newcastle defense. That is Mason Cook once again as they drop him back near the 20 for an 8-yard loss.
Yeah, great play defensively again as they were able to get into the backfield and sack Bennett, not allowing him to really make any moves once he caught that ball. Now we're under a minute.
Clock winds down at 57 seconds. 1 timeout remaining for Montour. Off the far hash, shotgun snap. Bennett looks, going to dump it off, and that pass was knocked down. He was trying to sling it out to the right side, and Halachko, and that hurried a bunch of red shirts there. One of them got their hand up to force a 3rd down.
Big defense coming up here for the Canes. They come through here on the last 2 downs, force this 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 16, ball at the 19-yard line. This is where they got to tighten up, be able to contain Bennett and keep focus on your assignments. When you have to cover Collins, you got to cover him. And if you have Stearns, you can't leave him, because if you do, Bennett will find him.
Bennett, shotgun snap. Pocket collapses again. The Newcastle defense is there to stop him once again right near the 20-yard line. Man, he just had nowhere to feed it down the field. And Lucero and Montour will call their final timeout with 35 seconds to go here in the 4th. Now, what do you do here? They have not attempted a field goal all season. Medvitz is 13 of 15 on point afters.
Let me correct you there, Eric. They have 1 timeout left.
Okay, so that was...
One was charged to Newcastle.
Okay, so there is still 1 timeout left for Montour. But to keep that point going, Medvitz is not a 10 season. Ball is on the 19, so this would be about 36 yards.
Yeah, I would assume that's not going to be in his range because they just haven't done it all season long. But with that timeout in their pocket, that means over the middle is available to them. They can do a lot of different things. They have the talented players. You got to keep, again, your assignments for the Steve Stearns, keep an eye on Jalisco and just kind of swarm and get Bennett to make a quick decision.
Collins is to the left. He is in a stack on the left side. Bennett back to pass. Bennett looks. Bennett, he's got all kinds of field if he wants it. Pumps, hesitated. Throw is intercepted by Wetzel. Wetzel is popped out of bounds by one of the linemen, Herman, but Bennett just waited and waited and waited. Nowhere to go with the ball, and Wetzel eyed him the whole way, picks it off, and Newcastle thwarts Montour with 24 seconds to go in the half.
And there is a Bailey Chiropractic Play of the Game nomination there with that Wetzel interception.
That drive all the way down, they hit the big pass play of 41 yards to get into striking distance, and this Newcastle defense, once stepping up to make the play, they have been lights out this season. And opposing quarterbacks, you know, Bennett's had an okay first half. The last 2 games for 175 yards, and this secondary also had 5 interceptions against Highlands earlier this season. Graham's going to take the shotgun snap and just kneel on it. Nobody will call a final timeout. Final 18-second clock, and we will go to the locker room for halftime. It hasn't been flashy, but it's been a good one through 24 minutes as Newcastle gets 2 Marino Graham touchdown runs and a stellar defensive performance by the Hurricanes as they take a 14-7 lead to the locker room. The UPMC halftime show comes your way next. You're listening to high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. It has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. Congratulations to our September LCAP Team of the Month. Honor Mohawk Boys Cross Country as the LCAP Team of the Month after winning their 2nd consecutive undefeated section championship. Congratulations to coaches Jared Stratton and Cam Shermer and the Mohawk Boys Cross Country team, the LCAP Team of the Month.
Your hip, your knee, shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Excellent game here brewing between Montour and Newcastle. It's a 14-7 lead by the home team Hurricanes here at the half. We will give you the halftime statistics. We'll run down the out-of-town scoreboard update for you. But let's listen in first on the Montour Marching Band here at Taggart Stadium. It's halftime, the UPMC halftime show on the Lawrence County Sports Network.
Next on our list, we have a special gift for all the Swifties in the audience. Prepare yourself for Taylor's version of our show tonight and make sure you are ready for it. We are extremely excited to end our show with the newest addition to Lady Gaga's discography. Featuring all our squads, we are ready to put a spell on you with the haunting rhythms of Abracadabra. Assistant directors are Britta Bell, Drew McKenzie, and Nick Huffnagel. Squad coaches are Elizabeth Jones, Tara Liddell, and Ida Real Soto. Thank you, and go Spartans!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Newcastle Red Hurricane Marching Band. The band is directed by Mr. Nick Yoho and assisted by Mr. Jacob Sizer. Drum majors are Cheyenne Conti and Joe Marshall. Tonight, for your entertainment, we will present a show throughout the decades that have topped the Billboard Successful songs by the Foo Fighters and was released in 2007. We will now feature the flag line along with Isabel Serrano Marshall on the trumpet solo to the hit song, The Pretender. Mr. Yoha, Mr. Sizer, assisted by William Robinson and John Onufrak. Kicking candy canes are under the direction of Danielle Bruno and assisted by Rachel Tanner.
UPMC halftime show rolls on here from Taggart Stadium. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenz with you. What was a great first half between Montour and Newcastle. 14-7 edge to the Canes behind two Marino Graham touchdown runs. As we will look at our stats and our out-of-town scoreboard update here for you. At the half, excellent performances by the two bands here tonight on what is a Hall of Fame night here at Taggart Stadium. 24 inductees into the Newcastle Hall of Fame, the first ever class here, and they'll have a ceremony for them tomorrow afternoon here at the high school. Our scoring recap, let's take a look at who has the edge so far tonight with Creative Edge scoring recap. Creative Edge, where design and construction come together with experience. It started late in the first quarter. It was a 28-yard beautiful touchdown pass from Brandon Bennett to Archie Collins. The kick after was good, and it made it 7-0 Montour. You go about 2 minutes later, I beg your pardon, and Newcastle responded in kind on a 5-play, 46-yard drive. Marino Graham a 14-yard touchdown run. His pass to Chase Lemon was good. That gave Newcastle the 8-7 lead. It was about 8 minutes later, 8 minutes and 21 seconds later, Graham, his second touchdown run of the night on an 11-play, 81-yard drive, eating up 6 minutes. They tried to go for 2 again, but the pass was incomplete, so it stays at 14-7. A look at our first half statistics here for you tonight, as Newcastle, not the most explosive night offensively for either side. We'll talk more about that from a Montour perspective here in a minute. The penalties, not really a factor here tonight. Newcastle just 3, and they were 5-yard varieties, so that's not been an issue tonight. 84 passing yards, 35 rushing yards for Newcastle. 3 of 5 on third downs. For Montour, just 65 total yards, and that's because they were held to minus 17 defense in the first half. Tim Continenz, just a stellar performance by this Hurricanes defense, which all season long has done the job. They've shut out 3 of the last 4 opponents. They held Aliquippa to no points in the first half last week. They're at it again tonight, 17 yards in the negative rushing for Montour. A team that loves to run the football has been held relatively, they've just been rendered useless on the ground here in the first half.
They really have, and really what I think has been done is they've been able to get into the backfield. They've been able to disrupt Bennett when he has the ball in his hands. Sometimes he's not running for his life as much as he's just trying to create something, make it look open, and try to zone with his legs or just to extend a play. And so far, Newcastle has done a terrific job with that. And then Caden Halasko has just been really ineffective tonight. I mean, every time they give him the ball, I think his biggest run was like 4 yards tonight. And that was it. It was not much in the entire first half. They did get a screen pass to him earlier in the game, and that was a nice play of about 17 yards. But there wasn't a real big, running play throughout this ball. It has been Bennett and his receivers making the big plays of tonight's game offensively for Montour.
Halachko's last 2 carries of the half, no yards, and he finished with 6 carries by the Newcastle Transit Authority. By the way, that was your Creative Edge scoring recap. From concept to creation, they combine their extensive construction experience with creative design to make your project a reality. Fully licensed and insured architecture and construction management services. Call 724-652-1372 for more information. The Newcastle Transit out-of-town scoreboard for you here in the first half. A lot of it away here. This one, of course, in the Class 4A Parkway Conference. Elsewhere in that conference, West Allegheny and Aliquippa are tied at 7.5. So the offensive issues for Aliquippa continue. They're unable to score. It seems like everything's been late for them in these games the last couple weeks against Penn Hills and then Newcastle, and they're locked up in another tight one tonight, 7-7 at the half with West Allegheny. Down to 2A in the Midwestern Conference. This is where it's really interesting tonight. Beaver Falls a 22-14 lead over Union at the half. Western Beaver, that high-powered offense has been held in check by Elwood City through the first 24 minutes. A 13-12 lead for Western Beaver at the half, and New Brighton leads Mohawk late in the second quarter, 22-14. Down in Class A in the Big 7, Shenango and Rochester tied at 6. That's a bit of a surprising score considering Rochester's had issues fielding a team this season. The last report we had at the end of the first, it was Laurel 28-0 over Summit. And Shannock was tied with Burgettstown 7-7. However, they've now scored 20 unanswered to take 7-7 lead. We're about set to start the second half. That's your UPMC halftime show. UPMC is Mercer and Lawrence County's local choice for advanced orthopedic care to get you back on your feet faster. Visit upmc.com to find a doctor near you. Call 724-983-7000 for more information. Newcastle will receive the second, and the Canes will be on offense first here in this second half, up 14-7. See if they can add to it here. On what's been a pretty good night for Marino Graham. He hasn't rushed the ball particularly well tonight, but he has thrown for 84 yards. His top target, Kai Cox, 5 catches and 54 yards. It'll be Cox and Lemon back deep to receive the kick. It's Lemon on the far hash, Cox just inside the near hash. On the near side as we see it. We're on the visiting side here at Taggart Stadium. Luke Medvitz has it teed up, and we are underway here in the second half. It's actually Dalton Young who pops it up. That's a live ball, and that is going to coast out of bounds. Marquise Wise over there to really shield off the Montour special teams unit, and Newcastle will have good starting field position here to begin the final 24 minutes of this battle in the Parkway Conference.
Yeah, right now, you just want to establish that offensive line again like you did it in the first half of your Newcastle. You got the entire second half here and to build on your lead. This is going to be a important drive here to start the game, or to start the second half. They can get some points here. They can really take early control of the second half of tonight's game.
Graham out of the shotgun. They'll operate off the far hash. Motion towards us is Lemon. On first play of the third quarter, Graham looks to his right, has time. The freshman uncorks one to the far side, and over the top coverage by Halachko. They're going to say it's a catch, yes, and no flag on the coverage. Chase Lemon is able to pull that one in. And that should be enough for a Newcastle first down. Let's see where they mark it. It's right on the stick at the 44-yard line. It is good for a first down. That's tight. 16 yards for him. 8th first down picked up by Newcastle in this contest. 30 seconds gone here in the third quarter. Cox to the left. Davis will line up. Wing left side. 2 receivers on the right side. It's Harrison out wide and Lemon in the slot. Shotgun for Graham off the far, intended for Kai Cox. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I like that play, even though it was out of bounds and you really never had a chance on that. Anytime we got a chance to stretch the defense early in a series, especially coming out at halftime, I love that thought. It can soften you up on the inside because everyone's going to pay attention to where the ball is going, and it's going to maybe open up some running lanes here for Proctor.
2nd and 10 from the 44. Again, it'll be off the far hash. Graham will be in the shotgun. Cox on the near side, Lemon in the slot. Far side, it is Harrison. Shotgun snap to Graham. Pumps, has to scramble out of the pocket. Marino turns on the Jets to the outside. Marino Graham angling to the sideline into Montour territory across the 50 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Good run by Graham, a 10-yard pickup. Close to a 10-yard pickup, and it is going to be enough for another Newcastle first down on the improvisation by the freshman.
Yeah, what Graham was able to do is get to the edge. He looked downfield, found nothing, moved out to his right, then turned on the Jets and got to the edge. And once he got to the edge, he was able to turn it, get upfield, and run right towards the sticks to pick up that first down.
Two first downs here in this drive for Newcastle. It'll be 2 left, 1 to the right. Shotgun off the near hash. Davis in the wing on the left side. Snap to Graham. Handoff Proctor. Stutter step. Stood up by Halajko right as he hits the line. And then driven backwards by a slew of white shirts, including Dylan Rogers, who will hit him at the line of scrimmage and drive him backwards for a yard loss. Been hard running tonight for this Newcastle rushing attack. Their rushing attack has been most of it done by Marino Graham, but overall their rushing attack has been superb. Now they are without Jermaine Walker tonight, the 5'10 sophomore who is out of the lineup for a couple of weeks, second leading rusher. But it's been tough sledding up front for this Newcastle rushing attack tonight. 2nd and 11 from the 47. 2 left, 1 right, slot, or wing rather, now moves from left to right. It's Davis. Graham back to pass, pocket breaks down. Graham's going to scramble, trying to get out of it. He's just going to have to heave it out of bounds towards the sideline, and it's incomplete. Pursuit that time by Cole Medilli, the 5'11 senior. Leads a team with 11.5 tackles per game, 66 tackles last year, and he had 10 tackles last week against Blackhawk. It's going to force a 3rd down.
Yeah, Graham made a nice play there for the freshman. As the pocket broke down, he kept moving backwards and rolling out to his left. Now they're going to say it's intentional grounding, Eric. I was going to say, as he threw the ball, it did get across the line of scrimmage. There was a player in that area, or maybe not. When they picked up that flag, they just dropped it, and then they picked it back up.
I think you're getting a sideline warning.
Yeah, it's going to be a sideline warning.
Okay.
On this one, so no intentional grounding. Receiver did come back to get the ball. Freddie Mazzacco is arguing something here. I'm not sure. On his sideline.
They signaled a legal forward pass.
So, yeah. Okay, so they did say illegal forward pass.
Yeah, I thought the ball got past the line of scrimmage, and obviously there was a receiver in the area. He was coming back towards it. It was not. I think that was a really late. That's kind of. I'll be quite honest with you. I think it was influenced by the sideline from Montour just politicking
and that's what Freddie is arguing down on the sideline for Newcastle. He's telling him that
you can't make that
lobby
call that late.
This isn't flopping and lobbying for the call. So it's going to back the ball up to the 36.
They're going to take a timeout here, I believe.
3rd and 26. And
yeah, he wants an explanation. I don't blame him. That is absolutely insanity to have that call 35, 40 seconds after the play had ended. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, he's walking away, shaking his head, is Fred Mazzacco. We're right down below him, so they're going to get things reset. No timeout charge there to Newcastle. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 26 from the 36. The Montour faithful getting a little pep over on the far side. Graham and company will operate off the near hash, operating from left to right on your screen. It's Cox and 2 others on the far side of the formation, near side single receiver. Montour shows pressure off the edge. Graham, the snap, rolls out, stops, hesitates. He's going to have to get away from it. Does.
What a move.
What a move by Graham. Gets across the 40. Good run to get what he could as he got to the 41-yard line, a 5-yard pickup, but Newcastle's going to have to punt it away with 10 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, unfortunately that series was started really well, and then that penalty just really took that drive away from him. And then Graham made a nice move just to gain some extra yardage to try to give some room here. And we'll see if they can get a good punt here. And by Thomas.
They will punt it away. And the catch is made over on the far side by Barron. Barron has really nowhere to go as team's unit for Newcastle getting down the field. Johnny Taylor makes a beeline right for him and is able to corral him after a short return. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Montour with exactly 9:30 to go in the third quarter. Still a 14-7 game with Newcastle in front. First possession here the second half for the Spartans.
They moved it back to where he caught the punt.
All right, so they're going to signal.
Yeah, I thought his knee may have been down when he caught it.
So it's going to push the return back. It wasn't that big of a return anyway, but it's going to take it to the 27-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Montour. Again, in the third quarter, trying to tie this game up at 7. Brandon Bennett and company out of the shotgun on the far hash. Halajko and Collins are in the backfield with Bennett. 1st and 10. 9.5 to go in the third. Snap to Bennett, hands off. Halajko running right between everybody and splits the defense and gets up to the 38-yard line, 39-yard line. A 12-yard gain, his best run of the night. And
Montour was needed. They needed to get Halajko available or running, and he got that one right up the gut where the defense for Newcastle has been very strong here tonight, but on that play, they were able to create that hole, and he was able to use it.
Middle of the field, shotgun snap for Bennett. Hands off. Halajko once again picks his way. Good adjustment by Halajko. Another excellent run. This one into Newcastle territory, and another first down. It's going to be a gain of 13 more for Halajko as he's now put together his best 2 runs of the night on back-to-back runs and 2 big first downs. Montour starting to establish itself on the third quarter.
Yeah, nice cutback once he got to the linebacker's level and was able to get an extra 7-8 yards after that cut.
8:50 to go in the third. Montour attacking the end zone to our left. Snap, Bennett, hands off. Halajko is eaten up right away at the 50 by Jaden Schaefer. Shed his block immediately and exploded towards the runner to drop him back at the 50 for a 3-yard loss.
And that is brought to you by Doran Concrete. Don't just let anybody lay down their foundation for your home or business. Big play there by Schaefer.
8:23 and a running clock to go here in the third. Montour has worked its way into Newcastle territory just over the 50 at the 49-yard line. Deck pants, yellow trim, yellow helmets. A lot of the guys wearing the pink spats and gloves for the pink out, breast cancer awareness. Fake to Halajko. Bennett gonna have to throw it, lobs it up to nobody. There is no receiver in the vicinity.
You gotta ask for a flag there.
DJ Gordon and Schaefer converge to disrupt the passer, and there is no flag out there, so it's just gonna simply be an incomplete pass.
Wow.
And it's gonna bring up 3rd down and 13. Yeah, I'm with you. There is nobody over in that area.
No, not even close. I mean, if there was just one guy even 10 yards from that, I would say, yeah, okay, you can make a case. But there wasn't even someone within 20 yards of that ball.
3rd and 13 from the 49 off the far hash. Shotgun snap for Bennett. 3 near side. Bennett rolls out. Pocket breaks down. Has to get rid of it. He throws off his back foot. It's up for grabs, and it's tipped and knocked around and falls to the turf. Trav Etzel is the one that's going to get credited for the breakup. Brandon Bennett was very slow to get up. He had to heave that off his back foot, and it's just as good of a punt as Montour now just 1 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. 1 of 8 actually on 3rd down.
That was set up to be a screenplay there, Eric, and once that broke down, there was about 6 or 7 players downfield. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, those are easy missed calls there on the field.
Punt will come off the far hash from right to left. It's Davis and Lemon back deep to Cox and Lemon back deep to receive. It's Lemon on the far side, Cox on the near side. Minimal pressure. This one kicked up into the sky, and the lights here at Taggart, and running underneath of it dangerously, going to the ground to almost lost that one.
He did lose it momentarily, but fell right on it, Eric.
We're going to get a flag down, I believe, on the near side. This should be against Montour. And Freddie will combo, and the officials on the far side telling him what's going on with it. Lucero, of course, came over from Seton LaSalle after a successful run, getting them to the WPIAL title game twice in 3 years. But his first season, many remember that first season he had was a wild one because ESPN brought in Dick Butkus.
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, to be the head coach of Montour. He left after the 7th game, 1-6. It's going to be against Montour. He left after 1-6. Now, I want to test your knowledge here because Butkus' last game that he coached was a 34-3 loss. Who was it against?
1 second there. There was a
we'll get
false
to the
start.
Penalty,
yeah, I was going to say they're going to re-kick.
They're going to re-kick it. 34-3 loss.
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
That came at the hands of Newcastle.
Oh.
Almost exactly 20 years ago to the date on October 7th. Butkus, of course.
Ah, that's an interesting. Yeah, no, really, I forgot all about that. I do remember when they did that. ESPN had that big try to get into that reality TV part of sports back in the day, and got him to become the head coach of a football team for half a season.
Can't produce and direct reality, that's for sure. They tried to do it, but it really wasn't. He was coaching name only. Is this one they're going to re-kick, and this one's going to hit out of bounds and be stopped right near the 20-yard line. So that's where Newcastle's going to put it in play. 1st and 10 with 7:39 to go in the third quarter. And they still lead at 14-7.
Yeah.
And Cerro had said, Butkus and he kind of butted heads. They also brought in Ray Crockett, who was a defensive back with the Denver Broncos. They brought him in to be an assistant coach. And a lot of the players, tough when you're bringing in that guy because nobody in that generation knows who he is.
Right.
You got to be somebody my generation or older to appreciate and understand what that man meant to football. But wild start for Lucero. He's had a successful run at Montour since. Shotgun snap for Graham. High throw near side. Catch made by Lemon. Explodes up the sideline and taken out of bounds. Red line. Good stop that time by one of the linebackers for Montour. That was Nick Cilia.
Yeah, he's going to kick up 20 yards on that pass connection.
Going to be good enough for a first down.
So that's one of the things that Newcastle has to their advantage. I mean, you got to take care of, Kai Cox. And darn well, Kai had a big first half. It was a workman-like 54 yards on 6 receptions. But it is Lemon who will be the benefactor of that because you're concentrating so much on shutting down him. It's going to leave Lemon open and make these plays.
3 catches tonight, 19 on the season for Lemon. Shotgun snap off the near hash by Graham. It's a handoff to Proctor, sweeping around the far edge. Proctor, and he's across the 50 and into Montour territory. Taken down there by Cilia once again. And it's going to be another Canes first down with 7:24 to go. And now they are starting to rack up the yardage on the ground. Again, it's been tough sledding for both these teams. Ball's going up to 47. Good run that time. 13 for Proctor. Another first down, the 11th first down tonight by Newcastle with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Trying to make this a 2-score game. Still clinging to that 14-7 lead in what's been a good Parkway battle here at Taggart Stadium. Shotgun snap to Graham. Hands off. Proctor bounces off the pile. Goes out to the right side. Is taken down near the right hash. There's Cilia once again along with Michael Lucas, the 6-foot junior, converging to make the stop. It's a good run on first down. Brings up second down. Clock winds under 6:35 to go in the third.
Yeah, again, just kind of workmanlike there for Proctor. Following his block, going to the right side. Picking up a quick 4 yards. As they continue to roll this clock here in the third quarter.
Quaylen Davis is out for the moment. Near side, it is Harrison. 2 receivers to the left side. Back to either way. It's Cox motioning out of the backfield. So they read it really well this time. Jake Habadell is in there for the stop. 6'2" junior.
Yeah, that time they were able to just meet in the backfield right where Proctor had the ball. And he'll lose 3 of those 4 yards he originally gained on the previous play.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for Newcastle. 3 of 6 in this contest. Graham out of the shotgun near hash. 2 left, 1 right. Graham back to pass. Pocket starting to collapse. Verdream is after him. Young after him. Down the field, got Lemon. He's out of bounds.
Yeah, great effort there by Lemon as he started on the left side of the field over by the Montour bench. And on that route, then when it broke down and seeing his quarterback running, he came across the field, got open behind the defense, but Graham unable to really set his feet when he made that throw, and it goes out of bounds as Lemon made a nice catch going out of bounds, trying to make that play.
5:18 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Newcastle will punt left to right on your screen. And Thomas will boot it away. It's a fair catch called for on the far side. Right around the 15-yard line, so that is where Montour will put it in play. 1st and 10. Dom Barron is underneath that one for the catch. So 5-12, and here we go once again. It's up to the Newcastle defense to get a stop. 2-point conversion that they missed on the 2nd touchdown starts to loom a little larger here, as that would have made it a 2-possession game already, and Newcastle's really trying to extend and get that out lead right now.
Yeah, it was a just a math game here, what they've been playing. You hear about analytics playing a lot in sports today. That's what it was when they got that first 2-pointer. Let's go for a second one, because if you don't get it, you're back even with 7-point touchdowns, and you still have a full lead.
Bennett hands off Halachko, and he is taken down quickly. Lyles has been gingerly getting back to the huddle a couple of times here tonight. He tweaked something it looked like in the first half, and he's hobbling back to that position once again, but he's still playing strong out there and still making tackles. No gain that time, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
This is where you want your defense to really come up strong. When you got a team deep in their own territory, inside their own 20-yard line, you really want to see if you can keep them pinned back.
Shotgun off the far hash. Bennett snap, fakes to Halachko, flings it out of the backfield. Collins, space to run. Collins to the outside, cut off quickly as he tried to edge his way to the corner by Harrison leading the charge. And that is not going to be, it will be enough for the first down. So a gain of 10.
They've been really successful passes here today. And once they get that, they'll get one of the Collins or they'll get Stern, even Halesko involved. And that's when they've had some of their better passing game, other than the deep throws that have been successful a couple times.
4 minutes to go from the 29. Tonight, and a 2-point conversion try is good. It's listening to high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop.
All was good here,
Fresh meats
but
and produce,
unfortunately, literally right on the interception, we lost the audio-only feed. The audio-only feed is back.
Joseph's is prepared every day. They also have Newcastle
2 plays,
favorites,
14 seconds, 22 yards.
and wedding suit available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates, or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to Joseph's NC and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Touchdown by Marino Graham, set up by the Kai Cox interception. Started that drive in Montour territory at the 22. 2 plays, 22 yards, 14 seconds. Your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary. Newcastle has a 22-7 lead. Stern trying to spin out of traffic, gets towards the sideline, and is taken out of bounds over there on his own sideline, right around the 30-yard line, call it the 29. And that's where Montour is going to put it in play. 1st and 10, now down 2 scores.
Yeah, that is huge. They've been playing that analytics game. I don't know if it's by choice or if you said just a reason they're not using the kicker here tonight. But needless to say, it's worked well with two pointers being converted here by Newcastle, and that lead by 15.
Cox, who a moment ago had his 2nd pick of the season, 2nd thrown by Bennett tonight. Bennett off the far hash, out of the shotgun, hands off Alachko up the middle, finds ahead of Steve and gets his way up to the 40-yard line. Should be enough for a Montour 1st down. A lot of jostling in that backfield there as Demetrius Fambro is in the game defensively for Newcastle at that nose tackle spot. He was one of the linemen for Montour. They're going to say he is just short of that 1st down. 2nd down and 1. Another 9-yard pop that time for the talented runner from Montour. They attack the end zone to our go here in the 3rd. 22-7 Newcastle. Once again, a handoff to Halachko, and he's wrestled down to the turf. Mason Cook of a ball game tonight, and that's going to bring up another 3rd down for Montour.
Yeah, Cook has done the job here tonight, along with his teammates, making that rushing game very difficult here tonight.
It's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Halachko's night, 13 rushes for 38 yards. He has looked better in the last couple of rushes, but it's been tough for him to get going tonight. Shotgun snap off the far hash for Bennett. Hand off Halachko, and he is swallowed up once again by Mason Cook. Can take the 6 off that man's jersey and put an S on it. He is flying around this field tonight. 4th down for Montour.
Oh, what a play there. Zoomed into the backfield and didn't give Lesko any opportunity to make that play. Now we got the 2 speedsters back to return this kick.
Cox on the near side, Lemon on the far side, punt from right to left. Up into the Newcastle night sky, and it's going to sail all the way to Cox's hands. Gets a block from Lemon, and the special teams for Montour is there to corral him at the 40-yard line. Good job getting downfield by Medilli, and that's going to set up Newcastle. Chance really to slam the door on this one with 50 seconds to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, this is a huge opportunity. They got great field position. You're only 60 yards away from pay dirt. You're up 15. And you really can really put the Spartans in a difficult scenario. You just take time off the clock and work it downfield. It'll be a huge drive opportunity for this.
Graham's going to go wide to the far side. Cox, the direct snap. Cox, Proctor turns upfield. Cox, and he's tripped up at the last minute. Touchdown saving tackle on the far side, but we do have a flag down back near the line of scrimmage. Man, Dylan Young saved Montour for the moment. Dylan Rogers, I beg your pardon, saved Montour for the moment. But the flag seems to indicate this is going to go against Newcastle.
Yeah, where that's laying down, it's usually an illegal block or a holding penalty.
They had it well designed. Proctor, the lead man, sealed off the defender to let Cox get down. That is going to take them back 10. That's the fourth Newcastle penalty tonight for 25 yards. So the penalties have not been an issue in this game at all tonight.
No, matter of fact, we were talking about Montour before the game, thinking that some of their
and he has had a tough night running the football. Everybody for Newcastle's had a tough night rushing the football, and that should do it, and it will for 3 quarters of play. So Newcastle extends the lead on Marino Graham's third rushing touchdown of the night, and when we get back to the fourth quarter here at Taggart Stadium, they will face a 2nd down and 20. When we come back, you're listening to high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Tonight, someone is cold, hungry, and forgotten. At City Rescue Mission, we're more than a shelter. We're a bright beacon of light in our community, serving those in need to make our community stronger and healthier. We offer real help and real hope, and that hope is Jesus. We serve him by serving others in love, grace, mercy, and compassion. But we can't do it without you. Be the reason someone's story is rewritten in Christ. Give today at cityrescuemission.org.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measel will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Taggart Stadium. It's a 22-7 lead for Newcastle. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you. Our producer tonight, Mr. James Dotson. Ashley and Josh doing yeoman's work for our video coverage that you can watch later tonight once this game is over. It is a 2nd and 25 for Newcastle from their 25 to begin the fourth quarter. We're left up by 15 on Montour. Spartans show pressure here. Shotgun snap near hash for Graham. Design quarterback run. Takes off. Marino Graham exploding to the outside to the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Has a convoy. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Marino Graham. 75 yards. No flags with 11:47 to go in the game. The biggest play of the night by the best player on the field for the Hurricanes, and they extend to a 8-7 lead. He is unbelievable as a freshman.
How about 75 yards, 3 plays, a minute 3 off the clock.
All 4 touchdowns tonight for Newcastle by their talented franchise quarterback, Marino Graham. 5'10", all 150 pounds of them. Just a freshman. Freddie Mazzacco said earlier this week that he plays like a senior, and he really made his case. It's a low snap on the 2-point try. Gonna loft it into the end zone. Diving effort made at the back line. Falls incomplete, so they fail on the 2-point try again. But it is gonna be a 3-touchdown game at this point with 11:47 to go. And the way this defense is playing.
That was just an amazing run.
We will step aside for a timeout. You're listening to high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
If you're looking for services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Kick off the school year with a visit to Sims Cafe on Wilmington Road, serving breakfast, lunch, and signature. Order online at simscafe.net. And remember, kids 10 and under get a free pancake or waffle every Saturday. With new specials weekly, it's no wonder Sims Cafe is where sandwiches equal smiles.
5-yard touchdown run is 4th of the night. Collins to receive the kick from Montour. They fake that reverse again. Archie Collins, another talented freshman, gets out of one tackler. He might be gone. Collins down the near sideline, and he will take it to the house for the touchdown. Exactly what Montour needed on the response. Archie Collins, who's had a couple of good returns tonight to set his offense up, goes the distance that time. Call it 85 yards on the return with 11:33 to play in this contest.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. What he was able to do is he turned upfield about the 24-yard line and then was able to cut out to his right, going down the sideline of Newcastle. It was just a race then from there to the goal line, and Collins showing what he can do when the ball cuts this lead down to 2 touchdowns.
They can kick this now because Newcastle's missed a couple of 2-point tries, so Medvitz will tee it up with Dalton Young to hold, the backup quarterback, also the starting linebacker. Medvit's point is good. So with 11:33 to go in the fourth, Collins answers the Graham touchdown run. It's 28-14 Newcastle on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Archie Collins, an 85-yard touchdown run, or touchdown kickoff return for Montour. They cut the lead to 28-14 with 11:33 to go here from Taggart Stadium. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you here tonight. Our Newcastle Transit out-of-town scoreboard update, and we have a couple to pass along to you now. Aliquippa has taken a 13-7 lead on West Allegheny. That is into the fourth quarter, about 11:55 to go in that game. In the third, Mohawk leads New Brighton 28-22. Western Beaver extends its lead over Elwood City 19-12. Union has tied Beaver Falls 22 apiece. Laurel is going to cruise to another victory tonight. They're up 55-0 on Summit in the third. And last reports we had in the Shannock leading Burgettstown, and Shenango and Rochester was still tied.
Well, that kickoff, Eric, was kind of just a semi-onside kick attempt. It was in the air, and it was caught by Newcastle and down at the 45-yard line.
So good starting field position for the Canes now as they lead it by 14 with 11:33 to play. Trying to close this game out, but Montour just made it a little bit tougher with that Collins kickoff return. Talented underclassmen everywhere tonight for these two teams. Graham and Cox, you got Collins, Bennett. There is so much young talent on this field here tonight. They'll start the drive 1st and 10 from the 45. Davis motions from left to right in the wing slot. Shotgun snap for Graham. He fakes the handoff to Moore. Graham keeping, trying to get to the outside. Collins flies in there to slow him up. And then Dalton Young is there to swarm him and throw him to the turf for a loss back to the 44-yard line. A loss of 1 that time for Graham. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Graham kind of was letting his offensive line try to create something and then moved out to his left to the short side of the field. Not much there. Try to just lower his shoulder, try to get back to the line of scrimmage. Couldn't quite get there. Good defense there by the Spartans. Bringing up here a 2nd down and long here for Newcastle.
Off the near hash on 2nd and 11. 10:49 to go in the contest. Maurice Moore is into the game for Newcastle. First time tonight. Graham looks to his right, throws over the middle, pass is caught. First down by Cox, fights off one defender, broke out of the arms of Stern, got popped by Barron, and then fought forward. He's into Montour territory and a 1st down for the Canes as he is down to the Montour 43-yard line. Yeah,
Great play there by Cox after the catch. At adding on as he fights forward on a workmanlike style, not willing to go down, and picked up that extra yardage to get that first down here for the Canes.
Cox, his 7th catch tonight. Got 86 yards receiving. 13th first down for the Canes tonight. From the middle of the field, shotgun snap for Graham. 1st and 10 from the Montour 43. Snap, handoff to, he fakes to Moore. Graham sweeping around the near side. Marino Graham down the sideline. There's going to be a man chasing him out of bounds. It is Young, but not before Graham has another first down. He's over 100 yards rushing on his last 2 carries, and it's going to be first down in the red zone for Newcastle with 9:53 to play. They're going to say that he was out of bounds around the 15. Make it the 16-yard line. Excellent job by Graham. Boy, he just explodes around that edge.
Yeah, I got him for
24-yard gain.
Yeah, 24-yard gain.
115 yards rushing on 11 carries tonight. 1st and 10 from the Montour 16 in the red zone. Direct snap to Cox. Cox left side, cuts back again. Inside the 10, Cox spinning. They got to gang up on him, almost the whole defense trying to bring him down. Cox still fighting. He's down to the 5, and he's inside the 5. And he might have a Newcastle first down. Where they have him marked, he should have at least 11 on that play to bring up 1st and goal.
What an amazing determination. Just keep your legs going. Do not give up. Force them to take you down and cut back 2 or 3 times when they're on you to get inside the 5 down to the 4.
Going to be a 1st and goal. Make sure you check out the red zone on Wilmington Road in Newcastle for our local county sporting good apparel. 9:18 to go in this contest, as Newcastle's trying to now answer the Collins touchdown on the kickoff return from the 5. Graham off the near hash, out of the shotgun, Moore in the backfield to his right. We get a whistle before the play develops. And a timeout's going to be called by Freddie Mazzacco and Newcastle. They're first. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you check them out online at pontiusinsurance.com to get the best rates for your home, life, or auto insurance. pontiusinsurance.com.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
From high school to the pros and everything in between, you're listening to City View Sportscast, part of the iMedia One network.
Coming up after the game tonight, we'll award our MVP of the game, brought to you by MVP Insurance. Get in the game at MVP Insurance. Home, auto, term, life, liability insurance, and more. Visit MVPINS.com for more information and a free quote. It's going to be 1st down and goal for Newcastle. Shotgun snap to Graham. And again, another whistle as Maurice Moore was into the end zone. But we get another whistle here early before the play can unfold.
There's a dead ball false start against the offense.
Boy, out of a timeout, you don't like to see that. Going to back Newcastle up 5. These are the things that both these coaches, Lucero and Fred Mazzacco, have stated repeatedly, that they would like their teams to break out of the pre-snap issues that they're all having. You know, Montour's case, it's more the youth. I mean, Newcastle is by far the more experienced team. I understand they have a freshman quarterback, and now with Moore in there, an all-freshman backfield, but you know, they've got the more experience, and he's been disappointed with some of the pre-snap penalties for the Hurricanes as well. So backs him up 5, 1st and goal from the 10. Snap, Moore trying to fight his way right side, and he's crunched as he gets to the 10, maybe the 9, and that'll be no further from Moore on his first carry of the night. Listed as the starter tonight, they went with Proctor instead. Moore has 96 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown coming into play tonight. Talented freshman, 5'6", 155 pounds, another underclassman that this program is going to build upon in the coming years. Second and goal with 8:25 to go. Graham out of the shotgun, near hash, snap, belt high, looks. Gonna survey, dump it off over the middle. The catch is made. Nope, it's in and out of the hands of Lemon. A lot of contact there. There's a scramble for the ball. Graham had to run after it. It's gonna be incomplete. And that's gonna bring up third and goal now for Newcastle.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting decisions coming up here for Newcastle. They're up by 2 touchdowns. We're down just 8:17 here to play in the fourth quarter. You had the ball in the red zone at the 10-yard line. Graham has been such an effective runner here tonight. He has thrown a couple nice passes on the 2-pointers, and we've seen him throw a couple over the middle early in the game. Let's see what they try here. See if maybe they try a fade here, try to get maybe Lemon or Cox in a jump ball situation.
Davis is in the slot far side to Graham's right as we see it. It's Lemon and Harrison here on the near side. Snap, it's a low one. Graham is going to throw a fade to the back corner. Jump ball for Harrison. Went over top of Collins, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a low snap on that play. It really threw off the rhythm of Graham. Graham had to go down low, pick it up, and then immediately pick up his receiver and throw to the backfield. Made a nice pass, but it was really just missing that rhythm that you normally have on a play like that.
Now, here's a bad situation for Montour. Archie Collins is hurt, and he cannot get off the field on his own power. He was trying to hop towards the sideline. Now they get him up, and he is going to walk off the field. I would assume that Newcastle is going to go for this.
Yeah, because they've not even attempted an extra point here tonight.
Boy, this gets really
this is really an important defensive stand for Montour. A huge play in this game here for this offense.
This is essentially the ball game right here from Montour with 8:13 to go on 4th and goal from the 10. Shotgun snap for Graham off the near hash. 2 near side, 2 far side. Graham looks to his left. Throws, got a man. It's Lemon. Touchdown, Newcastle. Perfect strike from Graham to Lemon. The 4th touchdown that Graham has accounted for tonight. And with contest, Newcastle adds to the lead. It's once again a 3-score advantage. They went right to the side that Collins was defending on the previous play. He was out of the game. They put one of their best receivers out there in Lemon, and Graham threw a perfect bullet for the touchdown. So they'll go for 2 once again. Moore stays in the backfield. Graham out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 left. Graham looks to his right. He's going to take off, little hop step, turns on the speed, trying to get to the corner. He's just going to casually take himself out of bounds to avoid the 2-point try. So it's going to stay a 20-point game. With 8:08 to go, it's still a 3-touchdown game, but now you've taken the extra point out of the equation if Montour is able to put a rally together.
Yeah, that went 9 plays, 55 yards, 3 minutes, 24 seconds off the clock. Huge touchdown as Lemon gets the 10-yard touchdown pass from Graham. And as you mentioned, a 2-point failed, but needless to say, when you're up by 20 with 8 minutes here to play in the game, just a little over 8 minutes, that is a huge statement here for the Canes, looking to continue that undefeated representation here at home at Taggart Field. This is something they needed to do. This is something we talked about in the pregame. They had to hold this home field, home turf opportunity, and tonight so far they have answered that call, and it's been behind the freshman. And an impressive play here by Graham.
Newcastle this season, again at home, under Freddie Mazzacco, total in 2.5 seasons, or a season and a half. They are 7-1 at home, trying to make it 8-1. Again, he had that amazing run at Neshannock as Collins gets drilled across the 30, short of the 35-yard line. Again, another decent return for Collins, who was shaken up a couple of plays ago, and that's where Montour will start 1st and 10 with 8 minutes to go in the contest, and they are down by 20. So the Newcastle offense this season, 12 touchdowns and 20-plus yards. Marino Graham is factored now. It's now 13 touchdowns with 20-plus yards. Marino Graham is factored in 9 of those touchdowns. Cox has 4 of them. And Graham has the longest 3 touchdown runs of the season of 80, 79, and 75 yards for this Newcastle team.
He has been energetic to this offense. There's no question about it. And just think, he's only a freshman, so he got a lot of growth in front of him. But right now, all they care about is growth week to week in this 25 season.
1st down and 10 for Montour from the 35. Off the near hash, Bennett out of the shotgun. Stern in motion away from us. Bennett going to lob it to him out of the backfield. Cook, they're going to double pass it. It's thrown up for grabs, and it's a wobbly one out of bounds on the line. And Newcastle had that well covered anyway.
That was basically a lateral into the backfield, and then they were going to try to throw it, and as he was throwing the ball, got hit on the arm, and that was just kind of a dying quail going out.
So they'll reline up here with 7:56 to go in the contest. Near hash once again. It's going to be Collins, Gracer, and Stern on the near side. Bennett will pump. Bennett takes off, nowhere to go. Bennett shakes away from one, and Mason Cook gets him down back behind the line of scrimmage once again. He has been sensational tonight for this Newcastle defense. It's a 5-yard loss back to the 29.
Another Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game nomination. He's had a few of them here tonight. Doing a great job getting into the backfield, making plays.
This Montour team, Bennett says, runs tonight have been more on of the scramble type, but he does have 3 carries for minus 18 yards. A big reason why this team was negative rushing yards in the first half was the defense and the sack and the pressure on Bennett. Bennett back to pass now. It off, and it's intercepted over on the far side once again. 3rd interception thrown tonight. This is Gianni Molina who comes up with this one. And Newcastle with 6:58 to go can sense it now.
And once they got that pressure on Bennett, they forced him outside, and he had to rush his throw, and it was underthrown. Molina steps in front of it, makes that reception, or interception, I should say, and he takes it back to the 30-yard line. The Canes in full control with just under 7 minutes in tonight's ball game.
Last 2 passes by Bennett were picked off. 6:58 to go from the 30 of Montour. Second best starting field position tonight for the Canes. Off the far hash, shotgun for the freshman Marino. Makes the snap. He's got pressure. Oh my goodness, he got away from it. Graham keeps it alive, dancing around again, and he's going to take the loss back behind the 35 of the 37-yard line. That's about as good as a 7-yard loss as you will ever see a guy take off and stay alive for, and that's definitely going to be a play of the game nomination.
No question about it. Not too many times do you see a team take a sack, and we're talking about the taking of the sack, a team sack, meaning being pushed out of bounds, as a play of a game nomination.
6:45 to go. The clock stops. Ball is back to the 38-yard line. And Marino Graham and company will come back out of that huddle. 2 near side. Proctor lined up wide on the near side as well. And we're going to get a timeout called here. No, we have a stoppage. I didn't see this. Yeah, it's going to be a timeout called by gentleman who called the timeout. Actually, it's going to be a personal foul on. All right, delay of game on Newcastle. The referee, it looked like it initially signaled a personal foul. I'm not sure what gesture he was showing there, but it's a delay of game to back up the Canes 5. That's their 6th tonight. Mardez Stewart is going to be wide to the far side, off the far hash on 2nd and 17. Cox in the backfield will take the snap. Kai is going to fake the handoff to Graham and then stumble forward. He really never had any kind of balance that time, and his momentum just carried him forward across the 40, and he fell on his own. So it's going to bring up 3rd down. Ball's going to be marked at the 37, so it's a 1-yard gain for Cox. Proctor and Graham are back in. Stewart is out. Newcastle attacks the end zone to our left. They're up 34-14. Harrison far side. It's Davis, Lemon, and Cox near side. Shotgun, Proctor standing to his left. Snap to Graham. It's a low one. Marino looks. Going to fire it down the field. Catch is made in traffic, and then fighting his way to the 24 is Cox. And that will be enough for a first down on a gain of 13.
Yeah, Cox just rolling with the quarterback to his left. Gets open, he hits him right in the numbers, and then turns it upfield for that extra few yards after the catch to make sure he secured that first down and more. As the clock continues to run, as that becomes now the 12th man in this offense against this Montour's defense.
Newcastle tonight 40% on 3rd down after that conversion. Cox's 8th catch for 99 yards. It's actually 4th and 5. So he was well short of the first down. I beg your pardon there. So it's not going to go as a conversion on 3rd down, but Cox does have 8 catches for 99 yards. High snap over the head of Graham. Gets it, and he's just going to kneel down or sit down on it back near the 45 at the 44.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there it was just a snap over the head, and what Graham did was actually correct. He wouldn't have gotten a good bounce and thought about trying to make a play, and then realized going down would be the smartest play. Get their defense back on the field and see if they can do the job here. They'll turn the ball over on downs. That's another Madur Bonner Law change of possessions.
First and 10 from the 44. This might be a last-ditch effort here for the Spartans.
Yeah, they're going to have to score quickly. They're going to maybe try to get their wideouts involved. You got to try to take Stearns and Collins away and see what they do. I'm sure they're going to be looking to make big plays.
Snap to Bennett, going to fling it near side. Catch made by Stearns, quickly out of bounds. Field at the 50, a 6-yard gain. And for Stern, that is his 4th catch tonight for 88 yards. He has all but 10 receiving yards, all but 24 receiving yards for Montour here tonight.
You don't have to play necessary prevent defense, but you definitely want to keep them in bounds and not allow them to get out of bounds to stop the clock.
Shotgun snap to Bennett, hands off Halachko, quickly through the line, but Schaefer is right there to drag him down at the 49 of Newcastle. 2-yard gain that time. You know, he really still has not had much room to run. He's almost at his average of carries per game at 15. He averages 19 a game, but just 38 yards rushing tonight for the talented Halachko from Montour as the clock winds its way down to 4:18 to go.
25 of those are 2 consecutive plays in the 3rd quarter, but since then has been really held in check here by this Newcastle defense.
And is correct. Couple of finals coming in that we'll update you on here in a minute. Verdream is in motion away from us. Shotgun snap off the near hash to Bennett. Stood up at the line as Halachko gets down to the 48, maybe the 47, as Wetzel is there for the stop. With 3:50 to go, it's going to bring up a 4th down for Montour. They have to go for it. And they really don't seem like they're in that much of a hurry here.
No. I mean, it's almost like they're conceding right now, even trailing by 20 with just 3 minutes, 35 seconds on a moving clock.
Collins will come out, and Dylan Rogers, the tight end, is back in. Coleman Dilly is into the lineup as well. Shotgun off the near hash for Bennett on 4th down and 1. Bennett hands off. Goes slip through there. He's got the first down for Montour. As the clock gets down to 3:16 to go. 47 all the way down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line.
Your defense stays on the field, not able to turn them away. The clock continues to run, and it's a huge part right now for Newcastle.
Bennett back to pass, going to sling it, throwing it deep. Got a man, coverage was there, and it falls incomplete. Trying to feed it down the field to Stern. And Marquise Wise, the coverage that time. Good night for this Newcastle defense. Yes, they did allow the opening touchdown of the game, but since then,
it's been shut out football, really.
Yeah, except for the kickoff return.
Yeah, and
for
that's
the touchdown.
special teams. And that's on the special teams. That's not on your defense.
2nd down and 10 for Montour from the 43. 2:51 to go. Shotgun for Bennett. Snap. Bennett looks. Quick throw near side. Stern. Did he catch it? No, he did not.
No, he juggled it. He may get to the sideline. Lost control of the ball as he juggled it going out of bounds. I don't think he ever really did secure that ball as he went to the ground in front of the Hurricane bench.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. Montour tonight is 3 of 10 on 3rd downs. They have really been pressed against it here tonight. 2:47 away from the 3rd loss of the year. Bennett, quick throw, far side, catch made. Collins wrapped up, trying to fight his way out of it. Does. Nifty move by the freshman. Pick up the X, but he is going to be short of the first down with 2:30 to go. Takes it inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line.
It's just taking too long here for Montour. This is already the 8th play of this drive, and we're preaching 2 minutes 15 seconds left here in the 4th quarter.
So Bennett will operate again off the far hash.
And we're going to have a timeout here by Montour.
Their first time out of the 4th quarter, the first half. We'll take a timeout as well. 2:08 to go here from Taggart Stadium. It's Newcastle in front by County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. City of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Final 2 minutes here from Taggart Stadium. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you. 34-13 Newcastle as we play it out here. Montour in possession on 4th and 4 from the 37 of the Canes. Trying to make one last effort here late in this contest. But they need 3 scores. Bennett to throw it on 4th down. Catch made, near side, Stern turns. Trying to get upfield, fighting for that extra yardage. And depending on spot, and he is going to have enough for the first down.
I didn't think he did at first, but he was able to stretch out, get across the sticks to pick up that first down. Nice play there by Stern, getting that extra yard or 2 to make sure he secured that first down here for Montour.
It's just a 9th first down for Montour tonight. Clock is under 2 minutes to go. Spartans next week, Ambridge, and they finish up with Aliquippa and West Allegheny on the road. So it's going to be a tough one for this young Montour team as they get those 2 talented teams at the end of the slate. First and 10 from the 31. Bennett pumps, pressure. Lyles throws, catch is made on the far side in space, and another first down for Montour. That is receiving tonight, and that's going to set up a first down and 10 for Montour with 1:35 to go.
Yeah, let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it at the 11-yard line, so they technically can get one more first down at the 1-yard line. But we're down to 90 seconds remaining here in tonight's contest.
Coming off his best game of the season a week ago, Bennett has been harassed tonight, something fierce. They go Halachko on the ground, and Caden Halachko still fighting for that extra yardage. He is down to the 5, call it the 6, so a 5-yard gain. And he is one away from his average in just 49 yards rushing tonight.
Hard-earned 49 yards.
60 seconds to go. 1 and 2-0 more impressively in the Parkway. And they get win number 2 over the 3 teams that knocked them off a season ago. And West Allegheny yet to come. Bennett to the corner, dives, and he's going to be short of the goal line with 36 seconds to go. So maybe one more play here for Montour.
That's kind of a little pride here if you want to be Newcastle. You want to try to prevent them from getting in the end zone. Here on third down. Down
to 21 seconds. Halachko swarmed, and he's not going to get there. And Lucero will not call a timeout, so no gain that time to end it for Halachko. And Newcastle, with another stellar defensive effort, is going to win this Parkway Clash tonight by a final of 34-14. Unreal performance by this defense once again. They remain red hot through the Hurricanes, and this reclamation project by Freddie Mazzacco is in full swing after this big win tonight. Montour, in the last 2 weeks, 2 teams that a season ago outscored Newcastle 7-27, and they've come back to clip both of them in the last 2 weeks. We'll take a timeout, get you the Tri-County Principals Association postgame show. We'll have our Master Builders and Craftsmen scoring recap. We'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard, and we will award our MVP and play of the game. All coming your way next on the Tri-County Principals Association postgame. You've been listening to high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
At Montour Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorney Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands. From a scratch to a major repair, Nick's your man. Making your car look as good as new, he does it better than Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands. Nick's Auto Body in our hands.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be.
Need that something special for your company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget? Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more. The Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIA and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games. Plus, we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL scoreboard show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Neshannock's Maddie Arrow as the September Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month for finishing as section runner-up in girls tennis, the doubles champion in the section, and qualifying for state. It is also proud to honor Neshannock's Rocco Baiuti as the September Male Athlete of the Month for finishing third in the WPIAL Golf Championships and qualifying for states. Congratulations and best of luck to Neshannock's Rocco Baiuti and Maddie Arrow, the September Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
Tri-County Principals Association Taggart Stadium as Newcastle wins it tonight by a final of 34-13, and they go to 6-1 overall, and more importantly, 2-0 in the Parkway Conference. And they're going to have 2 games a game both up on Montour and Aliquippa as they have beat them head-to-head. West Allegheny is still to come on the Canes schedule, and that'll be next week right back here at Taggart Stadium. Time now for our scoring recap. Let's recap our gem of the game tonight with the Gem Master Builders and Craftsmen scoring recap. In the first quarter with 55 seconds left to go after a good drive by Montour, they actually got on the board first tonight with a 28-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Bennett to Archie Collins. Talented freshman for this Montour team. A little over 2 minutes gone later in the second quarter after we flipped quarters. Marino Graham capped a 5-play, 46-yard drive in 2 minutes with his first touchdown of the night. The 2-point try from Graham to Lemon made it 8-7 Newcastle. They would not relinquish the lead the rest of the night. 2:34 to go until the half. Graham another touchdown run. They failed on the 2-point try, but that drive, 11 plays, 81 yards in 6 minutes and 5 seconds, gave them a 14-7 lead at the half. It would stay that way for most of the third quarter. You have to go all the way to 3:01 left in the quarter when Graham scored on a 3-yard touchdown run. He hit Damian Harrison for the 2-point try. That was after an interception by Kai Cox. Just a 2-play, 24-yard drive in 14 seconds. At that point, it made it a 2-touchdown lead at 22-7. And from there, Newcastle just ended this thing. Graham, a 75-yard touchdown run, 13 seconds into the fourth quarter, made it 28-7. Montour makes it a little more interesting. Collins returns the kickoff 85 yards to make it 28-14. But then Graham caps the game with a 10-yard touchdown pass to Chase Lemon to end the scoring at 34-13. And that's your Gem Master Builders and Craftsmen scoring recap. Family-owned and operated general contractor for 4 generations. Their extensive construction experience, design capabilities, and creative process allow them to help any project meet any challenge. They built our community for 70 years. Visit gembuilders.com for more information. Our stats tonight, our final stats tonight. First for Montour, Brandon Bennett finished 10 of 20. He was picked off 3 times for 100. The leading rusher for the Spartans tonight was Caden Halachko with 19 carries for 49 yards. Everybody else who touched the ball tonight on the ground for Montour, negative rushing yards. They finished with 26 carries for 24 yards tonight for this Newcastle defense, which has been red hot the last 5 weeks of the season. Ever since that loss to Hopewell in the talented James Armstrong. This team has put the clamps on everybody, especially on the ground. 26 carries for 24 yards for Montour tonight. Leading receiver for the Spartans was Xander Stern, a big night tonight. 6 catches, 113 yards. Montour finishes 3 of 11 on third down, 1 of 2 on fourth down, and they finish with only 150 yards of total offense here tonight. Another outstanding effort by this Newcastle defense. For the Hurricanes, Graham, I beg your pardon, finishes tonight 14 of 20 for 169 yards passing. He was also the team's leading rusher, 13 carries for the century mark, and then had to take a couple of losses on his last couple of carries. So he finishes just under 100 yards, 13 carries for 87 yards tonight on the ground. Proctor was nice in relief of Jermaine Walker, who missed the game with an injury tonight, 9 carries for 37 yards for Proctor. Leading receiver were fantastic for Marino Graham tonight. Kai Cox, 8 catches, 99 yards for the sophomore, and Chase Lemon had the big touchdown. He finished with 4 catches for 46 yards. Quaylen Davis a catch for 19 yards, and Proctor added 1 grab for 4 yards. Newcastle finishes tonight with 315 yards of offense. They ran the ball 28 times for 146 yards and 168 through the air for Graham. They also picked up 16 first downs in this game, finished 4 of 10 on third down, and they were spectacular tonight when they had to be. A 34-14 to roll. I mean, they are in the driver's seat of the Parkway right now. Not sure that many of us thought they would be in this position. No. Competitive, yes, and for sure fighting for a playoff spot. But in the driver's seat, controlling their own destiny, beat West Allegheny, and that thing is essentially over if they can win that game with 2 winnable games against Blackhawk and Ambridge left. We're talking about a team that might end up with only 1 loss all year.
Yeah, I mean, it's really amazing what we're talking about and what they have achieved so far. I mean, it really starts on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, you look what Jaden Schaefer and Quaylen Davis and Mason Cooks have done. You know, Gianni Molina, all of them have contributed in the defensive back, you know, with Cox and Lemon. It's just they've really limited their opponents' opportunities to get their offense moving and get any momentum going in a ball game, and that has really been the story of the season so far. And then offensively, you look at what they've done. Obviously, the growth of Marino Graham from the first game that we've seen him, you know, Eric, until today, it's just phenomenal. You knew in that first game, we've seen some of the talent. You've seen why he was selected as a freshman to start for this team. And now you're seeing that come to fruition, not just running the ball, but running the offense, being able to get everybody involved. He got Kai Cox for 99 yards tonight. What a great job there. You know, Lemon being that other opportunity and getting that touchdown pass on fourth down, did a great job. Quaylen Davis at the tight end to, you know, get that big reception earlier. And then you were getting back to the defense, the 3 picks. Take a offense is back, is to make them force turnovers, and that's what the Canes did here tonight. Really a thorough victory here tonight. A lot of people involved, and films are going to see a lot of good things going forward. You know, we talked about it even in the preseason. We talked about it during the season. We talked in the pregame how important it is to hold home field and make Taggart Field something special. And Coach Mazzocco has done that in the last 2 years. He's turned this program around, making it very difficult for teams to come into this stadium and win. And that hasn't been the case in the last 10 years. And now it has now turned around, and these kids are the reason for it. They've bought into Coach Mazzocco's style of football. They've bought into what they're trying to achieve, and theirs only had 1 loss. And that was a very good Hopewell team. So, you know, hats off to what they have achieved so far. They're in the driver's seat. We'll see how far they can drive right now. You know, enjoy tonight's win towards playing West Allegheny.
Let's take one final look at our Newcastle Transit going your way out of town scoreboard. Gas prices continue to rise. Save money on gas and let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Lawrence County, the Newcastle Transit Authority going your way. Let's go first to the Parkway Conference, where, of course, Newcastle wins tonight. Aliquippa also won tonight. They defeated West Allegheny 19-7. This was a 7-7 ball ball game at one point in this contest, and rather a 7-6 ball game, I believe it was, at one point. Newcastle will face West Allegheny next week. They've already beaten Aliquippa, and they've already clipped Montour here tonight. So they go to 2-0 in the conference, and nobody else is 2-0. Aliquippa is 1-1. West Allegheny is 1-1. Montour is 1-1. Blackhawk and Ambridge played tonight, so one of those would be 1-1 as well. But everybody else chasing Newcastle right now, who sits atop the conference with a 2-0 mark in conference play and 6-1 overall. They have the best overall record in the conference as well. Lawrence County games in Class 2A, the Midwestern Conference. Shootout going in 35-30 Mohawk in the fourth. Western Beaver, that is a final score now. So Mohawk picks up a huge win tonight over New Brighton, 35-30. Western Beaver, Elwood City. Elwood City hung tough in this game. This 1-point game going to the fourth quarter. Western Beaver loses tonight, or rather beats Elwood City tonight 27-12, I beg your pardon. So a tough loss for Elwood City, but they hung tough in that game. They fall to 3-4 overall, 2-2 in the conference. Western Beaver driver's seat in that conference in the Midwestern. Union and Beaver Falls go into overtime. They're tied at 22 right now. We get a final before we're done here. We'll let you know. Down in Class A, the Big 7, Shenango, a big win tonight. They beat Rochester 13-12. That was a 6-6 game at the half. Shenango evens its record in conference play to 2-2, and they go to 3-4 overall, staying alive for a playoff spot. And they do so because Laurel, their rival, took care of Summit Academy tonight 63-8. So Summit Academy is now 1-2 in conference play. They're out of the way. Shenango will now jump up to fourth place in that conference. So that's a good win for Shenango tonight. They get a little help from their rival, who they take on next week in Laurel. Laurel stays perfect in conference play, 3-0. They're 6-1 overall. And it was Neshannock over Burgettstown tonight, 34-7. Lancers also 3-0 in conference. And here we go. It's the three-team round robin between Laurel, Southside, and Neshannock. All entered the play tonight undefeated at 2-0. Neshannock and Laurel are 3-0. And the update on the Union game, Union has they're down to their last play here, trailing Beaver 8-22. So that's a big win for Beaver Falls if they get it, as they would up their record to 3-4 and 3-1 in the Midwestern. Nobody saw that just 4 weeks ago, but they would be 3-1 in conference play if they hang on to win that game tonight. But the bigger story, again, is going to be the Big 7 in Single A. Laurel, Southside, and Neshannock all entered play tonight over the next 4 weeks, to determine who is going to be the top team out of the Big 7. And, of course, the final game of the year, which we'll have for you in the Lawrence County Sports Network, is going to be Laurel and Neshannock. That is coming up in the final week of the regular season. Time now to give out our awards here. And let's first start with our MVP Insurance MVP of the game tonight. And that's going to go to linebacker Mason Cook of Newcastle for his stellar play on the defensive side of the ball, part of an effort that limited this rushing attack of Montour to just 26 yards rushing tonight. So MVP Insurance is proud to present the MVP of the game award to Mason Cook of Newcastle. MVP Insurance and the Lawrence County SportsNet honor Mason as tonight's MVP of the game. He got a customized shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of his efforts tonight. To lcsportsnet.com and click on MVP of the game. Congratulations to Mason Cook for being named tonight's MVP of the game. And final award tonight, the Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award. And who else would get that? Third longest rushing touchdown of the season for this Newcastle team. Marino Graham, the talented freshman quarterback, finishes with another strong effort tonight through the air and on the ground. But his 75-yard touchdown run is our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award. Mason got a t-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of tonight's Play of the Game. To view tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game and this season's full list of top plays, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on Play of the Game. Congratulations to Mason Cook and Marino Graham for their awards tonight. Marino Graham, tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. And let's see, Union is now a final. They lose to Beaver Falls tonight, 28-22 in overtime. So Union will fall to 0-4 in the Midwestern and 0-6 overall. And Beaver Falls somehow is staying alive here. Unbelievable run for them as they knock off Mohawk and Union in successive couple of weeks. 2 of the last 3 weeks. They're 3-1 in the conference right now. And depending on what Riverside did tonight, could be in second place behind Western Beaver. So we'll keep an eye on that as the season extends. Coming up next week, we'll have our Beyond the Scoreboard on Wednesday night. James Dotson and I will be live with you this Wednesday night. We'll break down everything that happened this week, take a look ahead to next week, and let you know what we have coming down the line for you as well. Big week next week. Just stay tuned to the Lawrence County Sports Network's social channels and the website. We'll let you know what the game schedule is going to be for next week. But tomorrow night, we have one more game left. We have Wilmington and Reynolds, undefeated Reynolds, taking on the powerhouse Wilmington. That game kicks off from Wilmington at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Some final thoughts here. Newcastle, 20-point win tonight here over Montour.
Impressive defense that led the way. Obviously, what they did on offense was big plays and taking advantage of opportunities. The short field on the interceptions. And again, it was the defense that led the way here tonight. A lot of great players making some great plays. And anytime you win at home, you're doing a good thing. And right now, Newcastle has found a way to make Taggart Field a very impressive place and very hard place for visitors to come and try to win a ball game at.
Yeah, they certainly have, and they will improve, or they do improve to 6-1 overall, and they go to 2-0 in the Parkway Conference. One showdown left with West Allegheny coming up here to close out the season, and they're in the driver's seat for a conference title. They're in the driver's seat for one of those 8 playoff spots in 4A, and not only that, but perhaps one of the top spots in 4A as well. It's all going to unfold for you here in the next couple of weeks as we close in on the final quarter of the season, and Newcastle is in great shape after tonight's win over Montour. That'll do it for us here tonight from Taggart Stadium. For our producer James Dotson, for our crew down on the field, Josh and Ashley, for my partner Tim Continenza, for all of us here at the Lawrence County Sports Network. We'll talk to you next week. We hope you enjoyed the weekend. We hope you enjoyed that one. Congrats to Newcastle. They continue to roll. They defeat Montour tonight by a final of 34-30. You were listening to it right here on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered